Thanks on my YouTube. Yo, it's your boy MO3. Man, we're live. We're going down. I can't say that wet cash shit. Hold up. Yo, what it is, man? It's your boy MO3 live in a Dallas Metro play. And if you're tuned in, then hell nah, that shit whack in the bill. Hell nah, fuck.
Guy. On bubble, man. 3G4L, nigga. Look. Another state with the game. Got my foot in the sand. Don't mention me in none of your comments. Go pick up your man. Slide and don't say nothing. They go fuck on the bitch. All they know Fats in jail, but they don't know what he did. Fuck the comments in the post. This is real life. If I ever catch a op, he gon' die that night. Bro be tryna tell me chill, no I ain't living right. But he know I'm for the smoke, so don't believe the hype. If I got a step, then it is what it is. Balenciaga print, when I drop the little bitch, got it. Walk over him, and we won't say nothing. Fuck getting them touched, bitch, I'ma crush him, that's what I'm saying.
Body bags, I'm corrupted by homicide. Stuck in war, I'm just tryna get you dropped in somebody. Telling the gang it's only us, don't let them in, we do it on that. Taking back 3 on everybody ain't my friend. So I'm riding with this crime. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner, so I've been putting my trust inside my chopper. It's only us, don't let them in. Do it on our own if we got. Lay in your bushes till the morning if we got to, yeah.
100 pounds, I broke them down, I swear I ran through them. And if a nigga want them problems, we gon' tend to him. I'm in the trenches, relaxed, chillin' with my feet up in my handgun. Niggas just be talking, but ain't saying nothing. I was taught to watch these niggas and keep a pistol. I be damn if I start laying with my nigga, even though I miss him. Niggas acting like bitches, I don't understand them, I don't get them. Got 'em straight out the trenches with some niggas that'll come key. Remember when my granny told me I'm a man now? She seen a nigga go get it without no hand down. I'm a real nigga, hands down. Stay focused, ain't got time to be playing around. That's a spaceship in, I can hear what they saying now. Good cushion, the L, designer symbols all on my belts. Look in the mirror, boy, you good, yeah, I'm just talking to myself. I just be thinking about the hood, like how I came up from there. And we ain't going back, no cross count, I promise, I swear. Yeah, I been going in, early in the morning, stacking up this paper till this shit start getting boring. I kill you, that's warning, my niggas be on it. All the fucking money got these bitches acting horny.
Body bags, I'm corrupted by homicide. Stuck in war, I'm just tryna get you dropped in somebody. Telling the gang it's only us, don't let them in, we do it on that. Taking back 3 on everybody ain't my friend. So I'm riding with this crime. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner, so I've been putting my trust inside my chopper. It's only us, don't let them in. Do it on our own if we got. Lay in your bushes till the morning if we got to, yeah.
Let's go. It's only us, don't let them in. Hey. Let's go, man. Salute to Bobby for those cheers over there on Twitch, man. Salute to the good sis Charlene coming through with the $10 contribution towards the goal, man. And salute to my nigga Big Bag, man. Good trolling ass nigga, man. Coming through showing love, man, with the $5 contribution, man. I ain't mad at it at all, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Hey, what I tell y'all yesterday, man? Hold up, man. Salute to Pricey for coming through, man, renewing that membership, man, been locked in for 12 months, man. That's a whole year, man. Let's go, Prize, man. Let's go. She said, get them likes up. Happy 901 B-Day to me. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay, talking about this her birthday. I'm finna say today your birthday, but let's go, man. Most definitely happy membership birthday to Prize, man. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what today is? It's your anniversary. You feel me? Let's go, man. Salute the Prize, man. I most definitely appreciate you, man. Hold up, man. We got Shy coming through with the $5 contribution towards the goal, man. Let's go, man. I appreciate you, Shy. Thank you so much, man. Then my boy, my big dog, man, hell, coming through. You know what I'm saying? Renewing that membership, being locked in for 7 whole months, man. Let's go, my guy. Most definitely appreciate you. Salute to my boy Mahia and the whole motherfucking Sidewalk gang. You hear me? But y'all already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is, man. We got a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all yesterday, man. I know it's been quiet, you know what I'm saying, for the last little couple weeks or so, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the MO3 case. But I told y'all yesterday, it was the calm before the storm. It is the calm before the storm. And I'm talking about as soon as I got off live yesterday. Hold up, man. Hold up. I just seen something come through here, man. Can I catch it? Where it go? Hold up. Let me put this up here so I can scroll up. Hold on, man. Salute to my sis, Pisces in the building. And salute to Marisha, man. It's her birthday as well, man. Salute to Marisha, you know what I'm saying, for renewing that membership and being locked in for 12 whole months. Hold on, man. Her and Prize, they deserve a little more than that, man. Happy birthday to y'all, man. Let's go.
That's right, baby. That's what you do. Every time I hear it, I think of RoboCop. That's right, baby. That's what you do.
That's right, baby. That's what you do. Renew that membership, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay locked in with your boy, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Salute to y'all. Salute to Marisha. Salute to Prize for renewing that membership, man, and being locked in with the gang, man, for 12 whole months, man. That's a long time, man. But like I said, it's the calm before the storm, man. As soon as I got off live yesterday, man, I seen Ratchet going live. I seen Mahale post some, you know what I'm saying, talking about this new paperwork. Yeah, this new paperwork, man. You know what I'm saying? We finna get into what it is, what it ain't, what it's gonna be, man. We finna get into all of that, man. But right now, what I need for y'all to do, man, do your boy a solid. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hold up. Let's go to my boy Jay Stevenson's, man. Coming through. You know what I'm saying? With the renewed membership being locked in for 11 months, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Salute to my boy, man. Salute to my boy, man. Locked in. Rudy G, what's up with you, gang, man? Salute to all the La Familia, man. The set, the family in the building. I see y'all down there, man. Salute to the generals and the generates in blue. I most definitely see y'all down there rocking out. Salute to my big sis for well. You know what I'm saying? For locking down the doors like she do. You know what I'm saying? But we about to get into it, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hold on, man. I'm missing some shit. Hold on, man. My chat is tripping. I see you top flight. Hold on, man. My chat is tripping, man. Hold on. Let me go over here to star comments, man. Salute to Top Flight for the $10, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. Man, Bumpton, you already know what it is, sis. You know what I'm saying? Top Flight. Hey, don't get Top Flight fucked up. She be turned. You hear me? Salute to my sis Top Flight, man, for that $10 contribution, man. And salute to my boy, Stop 6 Rooted G, renewing that membership, man, being locked in for 6 whole months, man. Salute to my big homie, Stop 6 Rooted G, man. Let's motherfucking go, man. And I most definitely see the gifts. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the gifts, all that shit, man. Look, let's turn up in this bitch, man. It's Friday. Happy blessed Friday to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? My bros, my sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. Man, let's turn up in this bitch, man. Before we get into the show, hit the like button. Turn up in this bitch, man. If you glad that you made it through yet another week, man, turn up in this bitch, man. Long live MO3. If you are a member, man, you know what I'm saying? Utilize those memberships. Thank you, Sis Kim, for those gifts. I most definitely see it, man. I most definitely see it, and I appreciate it. But if you are a member, utilize that membership, man, and drop them MO3 emojis in the chat as we turn up. You hear me? As we turn up, drop the MO3 emojis in the chat. Hit the like button. If you're not a member, don't worry about it. Grab a membership. But if not, just drop the gorillas, man. We need to put the love back on MO3, man. Let's celebrate MO3. Let's turn up and let's see what's going on with this paperwork. But I came to bring some content and turn up in this bitch, man. You heard me? Salute to my boy Jay Stevensons once again, man, for that $5 super chat, man, getting us one step closer to our goal, man. We are halfway there, man. 5 more super chats. 5 more super chats, man. $5 or more will help us get through the door. You feel me? Shit, turned up crawfish. They frozen crawfish, you hear me? Don't forget. Hold on, man. Hold on. I just say my boy, why my boy shit don't come through here, man? Hold on, man. Let me here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, man. Salute to my boy Stop Six Rooted G coming through, man, with the $9.99 contribution, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting us one step closer to the goal, man. 4 more super chats, $5 or more, and help us get through the door, man. Salute to my bros in the building, especially my guy Stop Six Rooted G for that $9.99, man. Let's go, gang. You know what I'm saying? We need 29 more likes, man. Let's go, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, man. While you hitting that like button, let's turn up one more motherfucking time, man. You heard me? Hit that like button, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, and we gonna start the show, man. When the likes get the liking, we gonna start the motherfucking show, man. Let's go. turn, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Charlene, my good sis Charlene, for coming through with the $5 super chat, man, getting us one step closer to our goal, man. You hear me? Salute to Charlene Smith, man. I most definitely appreciate you, sis. You know what I'm saying? We officially need 3 more super chats, man. $5 or more. Help us get through the dough, man. You feel me? Let me look at the likes, man. What a like 113. All right, that's decent. Even though it's over 200 people in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? It'll feel good to see 200 on there, man. So if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button so you can sit back, kick your feet up, and enjoy the content, man. You hear me? So go ahead and hit the like button, man. And go and show the live out, man. Go ahead and show the live out, man. Put it on your Facebook, whatever the case may be. Because I got some shit for y'all today, man. You hear me? I got some shit for y'all today, man. We ain't slicking, we ain't slacking, and we ain't tripping on this pimping over here when it comes to this content, man. You hear me? Let me get to the chat real quick. Let me scroll over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I most definitely got some shit for y'all today, man. You know what I'm saying? So enough of the small talk, because I got to fit all of this in a span of 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? So let me cook, man. Once again, salute to everybody in the building, man. Like I tell y'all before every show, man, I thank God for each and every one of y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I really and sincerely and genuinely mean that, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for each and every one of y'all, man, because y'all could be anywhere in the world right now on this beautiful Friday. And y'all here rocking with your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially the faithful ones, man, the loyal ones. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to those gifts, man. I think that's Honey, Honey Pot came through with some gifts. Then my good sis Kim came through again with some more gifts, man. Salute to y'all, man. And if I missed any gifts, man, I apologize, man. If I missed any cheers, I apologize. This is a one-man program. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of gadgets. Y'all don't understand. Some of y'all, I know some content creators in the building, but most of y'all don't understand how it looked back here. You know what I'm saying? And all the type of things you got to press and move and shift. Let's go, Miss Beans, man, coming through with the $5, man. She said, keep grinding. Most definitely is. What the females be saying, and is. Fuck they thought was gonna happen. Nah, we was mashing the gas. We in the 4th quarter, man. So salute to Miss Beans for that $5 super chat, getting us one step closer to our goal, man. We officially need 2 more super chats, $5 or more. Help us get through the door, man. Who gon' bust the game open for your boy, man? 2 more super chats, $5 or more, and it is over. Finito, you heard me? But let's get into the show, man. Let's get into the show. All right, now, this new paperwork that just came out yesterday, I was live because I already had a show, you know what I'm saying, that I had to go and get out the way, you know what I'm saying, before I move on, you know, because sometimes I be backed up. Content is never no lacking on no content over here. You hear me? I still got the Ray Jackson shit I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? It never lacking on no content. We can do legal chess until fucking, like, you know what I'm saying, to next year, honestly. But, because new stuff still come in too. And prime example, the paperwork we're going to be discussing today. You hear me? But y'all see the title. Man. This is MO3 Legal Chess, episode number 47. We almost at 50. Trapboy Freddy named a co-conspirator. And release shooting takes a new turn. Trapboy Freddy has been officially labeled as a co-conspirator. That's big news. That is big news, man. You know what I'm saying? I already seen the MO3 sector bloggers, especially Mahir and Ratchet, already on it. I even seen DG over there doing this thing with the paperwork, because it is some breaking news. But y'all know over here on Legal Chess, we make things make sense. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we may break the news or whatever the case may be. But even when we do it over here, you know what I'm saying? By we, I mean us and the fam. You know what I'm saying? We make it make sense. We make it make sense. We just ain't gonna tell y'all, hey, this happened, and now it's confetti and fireworks. No, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna tell y'all exactly what this means. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna tell y'all exactly what all of this stuff mean, man. But once again, salute to Charlene coming through with another $5 man. You know what I'm saying? Helping us get one step closer, literally one step closer to our goal, man. Let's go, Charlene. I most definitely appreciate you, man. We just need one more super chat and we in there like swimwear. You feel me? Let's go, man. Love you, sis. All right, so let's get into this paperwork. Man. And if anybody wanna hit that buzzer beater with that $5 super chat, feel free to do that. But let's get into this paperwork real quick. Y'all ready? Man? Look, I ain't gonna play the legal chess intro, but I am gonna tell y'all, and this for shit show. Grab your pad, grab your pen, cause Big Josh about to go the fuck in, man. You hear me? Brace yourself. Now, the thing about this paperwork, right? The thing about this new paperwork, man, let's motherfucking go, Charlene. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, man. Let's go, man. Salute to Charlene for coming through at the buzzer. You know what I'm saying? For coming through at the buzzer with the $5 to help us complete the goal, man. Then my boy Big Bag came through with another $5. He said, just in case. You hear me? Overkill. Overstomp on that motherfucker. Let's go, man. Salute to Big Bag. Salute to Charlene. Salute to everybody, man, that contributed to the goal, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only right, man. You know what I'm saying? That I do this real quick, man. This is for the ladies, man. This is for my ladies that help me complete this goal. Let's go.
That's right, baby. That's what you do. Every time I hear that, I think of RoboCop. That's right, baby. That's what you do.
And for my real niggas.
Walked in, ill nigga alert.
Damn. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all, man. I most definitely appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for y'all support. It means a lot to a nigga, man. Thank you for being a blessing to a brother who needs a blessing. You hear me? I'm pretty sure we all need a blessing every now and then, if not every day. You hear me? Let's go, man. So salute to y'all for most definitely being a blessing, man. I pray that God bless y'all back 100-fold. You hear me? Let's go, man. So, all right. Bam. So let's get to it. Hit the like button. Don't forget, continue to hit the like button. Hit the like button. It helps the channel out tremendously. You hear me? So let's get into this paperwork. All right. Now, the thing about this new paperwork, right? It's almost like 90 pages. So many pages. You know what I'm saying? So many pages in this paperwork that I couldn't even upload it to the stream, y'all, how I usually do it. I ain't gonna go through all that because some of y'all might not understand it. You can upload it to the StreamYard. I couldn't even do it. So let's try to figure this out, family. I'm gonna try to share my screen, right? And I'm gonna go because I have it saved to my computer, of course. So I'm gonna try to share my screen and pull the paperwork up. I'm gonna need y'all help. If y'all can see it, please let me know y'all can see it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can see it, please let me know that y'all can see the paperwork. All right. So let me share my screen. Boom. Entire screen. Click on that. All right. Well, let's pull this up. Well, hold on. Let me get to it first. Hold on. Cause this, man, I'm telling y'all, man, it's a lot of shit in this paperwork, man. You know what I'm saying? So much, you know what I'm saying, that I might, when I looked through this paperwork, when I read it, I was like, God damn, this like fucking 5 episodes. So we are not gonna break down the entire paperwork in this one episode because we would be here for hours. You know what I'm saying? And like I told y'all, I don't be trying to be here longer than probably 2 hours and 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I don't be wanting to over, you know what I'm saying, do the information to where y'all didn't forgot some things. You know what I'm saying? I like to leave it precise, as short as I can, but impactful as I can as well. All right, so let's pull this up. Let's see, man. Salute to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the building, man. Hit that like button for your boy. And while we wait on this to load up, because I don't know why it's taking a minute to load up, do not forget, you know what I'm saying, in lieu of the trial, the MO3 trial approaching August 24th. You know what I'm saying? The trial date is set for August 24th, and ain't nothing came through that I have seen that lets me know that anything is going to change. You know what I'm saying? So August 24th is the official trial date as of right now. You know what I'm saying? So beginning next week, probably tomorrow since this paperwork came out, but you will know. I'll post it on my community wall, whatever case may be. Salute to my boy B-Way, you know what I'm saying? Because he be over there running his replays and he sparked up an idea in me. I was like, well, shit, trial coming. So What I'm going to start doing is on Twitch, only on Twitch, I will be replaying some of the old, most important, most impactful legal chess episodes, gearing up for trial. Because I know some of y'all might have forgot some shit that happened in episode 10. We almost 50 episodes in. So I know, because even myself, I didn't forgot some things. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start replaying not all of the episodes, but some of the most important ones that I feel like that the people may need to watch again, refresh on, whatever the case may be. So there's just something I'm finna start doing. Be on the lookout for that. All right. So let's go to this real quick. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Because this is enough for the small talk, eh? Hold on, what is this? A calendar? No, I don't want to click on no calendar. Hold on, let me pull this up. So y'all let me know. And moderators, can y'all please, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget to drop my Twitch link in the chat if you can, if you will. I know y'all already be doing it, but yeah, y'all make sure y'all go follow the Twitch. All right, now, family, let me know. I'm finna pull this up. Let me know if y'all can see this. And excuse me for that cough, y'all. I'm a smoker. I don't smoke weed, but I'm a smoker. I see it loading up over here on my phone. This huge motherfucking file, man. Over 90 pages. Sorry, y'all had to get some water. All right, there you go. It popped up on mine. Let me see. Let me see what we're doing over here. It's still okay. There you go. I see it over there on y'all too. Salute to AC Shakura for renewing her membership. You know what I'm saying? I know AC Shakura been rocking out. So salute to AC Shakura. I see you, but I'm over here in the files tab, so I can't highlight it right now. But I most definitely see you, and I most definitely appreciate you. All right. So let's get into this paperwork. All right, because I can look at my phone and I can see that y'all can see it. Let's expand this a little bit. Let's expand this a little bit. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get into the actual paperwork. So, first thing first, what is this? What is this? All right. So we see this, right? Official paperwork. You see the information in the top right corner. All right, but let's go down, right? This is the state of Texas versus Marquise Conway in the Criminal District Court number 7, Dallas County, Texas. You see the cause number at the top, which is F25-00154. You know what I'm saying? This is the state's response to defendant Conway's amended motion in limine regarding Rule 404B, Section 2, evidence of alleged crimes, wrongs, or acts and evidence under Texas Code Criminal whatever, Article 38.36. All right. So it tells you basically already square business. What is this? This is the state's response to the to Yellow Beezy's motion in limine, right? And I ain't gonna pull that paperwork up right now because it's gonna take this paperwork a minute to load up again. If I do that, let's go, AC Shakura. I knew you were renewing it. Been locked in for 7 months, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to AC Shakura once again, man, for staying locked in with your boy, man. No matter what type shit. Hashtag no matter what, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, sis. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't highlight it right now, but I most definitely see it. All right, so this motion in limine, for those that's been really in the loop, you know what I'm saying, with the MO3 trial or Room 901, y'all seen us break down the motion in limine. Damn, do I want to pull it up right now? No, I ain't gonna pull it up. But the motion in limine is basically for those that remember, press 1 if you remember that paperwork that Yellow Beezy filed a few months ago where he was breaking down all the cases. This is the first time that we seen Roy Lee pop up, and they said that his cousin was paid $4,000. Then that's the first time we seen Sean G name pop up in the paperwork. There was the motion in limine. Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Let me know. Press 1 if y'all remember that. If not, if y'all need me to show the motion in limine, let me know. Let me know. Press 1 if y'all remember what the paperwork I'm talking about. The very first paperwork that came out that said something about Sean G name and you know what I'm saying? The very first one. Not the witness statements. I'm talking about the motion. Y'all let me know now. Talk to me then so I can know what I need to do. I only see 2 ones in the chat. All right, I see 3. Okay, all right, 4. I ain't seen nobody say, all right, so good. All right, bam. So we know what we talking about, all right? And trust me, on a later date, I most definitely will show y'all, because again, this ain't gonna be the only time that we have to break something down from this paperwork. This shit is healthy. You hear me? This paperwork is healthy. And salute to AC Shakura, man. And once again, coming through with the $5 super chat, man. She said, we love you, Josh, and I love y'all more. On my mama, I love y'all more, and I appreciate you for that $5, man. Thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all more, man. So let's get into this, man. Let's get into it. So basically, for those that remember that motion, this is the state's response to that. All right? Because I remember telling y'all when that paperwork first came out, be careful. Be careful. Yes, these are tips, leads, and some facts, but this is one-sided. The motion in limine is one-sided because it only comes from the defense perspective. It doesn't have a rebuttal from the state. I remember telling people that. I said on my hair platform, and I most definitely said it over here. Be careful when y'all read that and take it as fact, because that's just the defense, right? That's Toby Shook, there's Yellow Bees in them, and in their motion in limine. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't come with a rebuttal from the state. All right? So this is the rebuttal from the state. Now let's get into some things that's in this paperwork, man. Let's get into the actual factual paperwork. All right, now excuse me if my computer running a little slow. I probably have to erase some things up out of here so it can start back running back smoothly. But I'll get to that. Man. You know what I'm saying? And they even added, right? They even added 2 more things to the timeline. I'll show y'all that, but that's most definitely going to be for another episode. They even added, the state added 2 more things to their timeline. All right, hold on. Let's go. Let's keep scrolling. I think I'm looking for page 11, but I want to show y'all some things in here. And like I said, we're gonna revisit this a lot, man. I don't know why my computer running so slow. Maybe because this motherfucking file is so big. Hold on. Let's keep scrolling. Y'all bear with me. I should have erased all this shit up out of here. That I uploaded to the StreamYard for the show. Hold on, y'all. See all this shit? This the table. This how much shit is in here, man. All right, we almost there. Hold on. For some reason, my shit is running slow as a bitch. All right, let's go. Here we go. Procedural background. Now I will read from here up until the point to where I want to stop it. All right. Procedural background. I'm reading at the top. To the honorable judge of the court, the state of Texas files this response. Brief to defendant amended motion in limine regarding Rule 404B, Section 2. Evidence of alleged crimes, wrongs, or acts, and the evidence under Texas Code Criminal, I think there's Procedure Article 38.36. All right, let's get into procedural background. All right, y'all with me? Let's go. Let's get it. On November 11th, 2020, at approximately 11:59 a.m., Melvin Noble, the descendant, was shot multiple times and killed while traveling on South R.L. Thornton Freeway. The state previously published to the court dash camera video footage capturing a masked individual wielding an AK-style assault rifle carrying out the murder in broad daylight. On March 18th, 2025, a Dallas County grand jury indicted defendant Conway for the first-degree felony offense of capital murder for remuneration. The indictment alleged the following. All right, and this is a insert from the actual indictment. Let's read this. That Marquise Conway, hereinafter called defendant, on or about the 11th day of November 2020 in the county of Dallas, state of Texas, did then and there intentionally and knowingly cause the death of Melvin Noble, an individual hereinafter called deceased, by employing Keywan White to murder deceased for remuneration and the promise of remuneration, namely United States currency, from defendant and pursuant to said agreement. Keywan White did then and there intentionally and knowingly cause the death of the said deceased by shooting deceased with a firearm. Let's keep reading. On February 17th, now this the end of the indictment. On February 17th, 2026, the state filed an amended notice of extraneous evidence and brief supporting the admission of extraneous evidence and other evidence pursuant to the Texas Rule of Evidence 401, 403, and 404B, and Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 38.36. The state's amended notice included a timeline. I know y'all remember the timeline. I know y'all done seen it a lot. I done showed y'all it a lot. The timeline. We set out a series of events, online media posts, and corresponding music releases that depict the history and retaliatory nature of the feud between defendant Conway, Yella Beezy, and his associates, and the descendant, Melvin Noble, and his associates, that ultimately led to the capital offense charged in this case. The state also provided defendant Conway with a second, more narrow timeline outlining the specific events, online media posts, and music releases that the state will seek to admit or discuss through witness testimony during its case in chief. Now that's important too, because they're telling you right there, the state will seek to admit this evidence or discuss through witness testimony. Through witness testimony. All right, don't sleep on it. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. On March 5th, 2026, defendant Conway filed his amended motion in limine regarding Rule 404B, Section 2, evidence of alleged crimes, wrongs, or acts, and the evidence under Texas Code Criminal Procedure, Article 38.36, seeking to exclude from trial all references to the state's evidence listed in this amended notice. So, right, let's stop being nerdy real quick and let's bring this back to nigga terms. So basically, they gave the state created the timeline, right? Everybody done seen the timeline. I done showed y'all the timeline, all of it, right? Yella Beezy come back with his motion in limine. You know what I'm saying? Which was basically in nigga terms. He listed all the stuff that was in the timeline and gave his reasons why. You know what I'm saying? And it was filled with police tips, what the investigator said about certain things, whatever. So he came back. Yella Beezy came back after the timeline and filed a motion in limine and giving his reasons why that stuff should not be admissible as evidence. All right. So this now is the state's rebuttal to that. Y'all see the conversation is going on, right? So let's keep reading. On July 8th, 2026, the state filed a second. This is the one we're finna read now. On July 8th, 2026, the state filed a second amended notice to include an additional music release from the defendant Conway titled Hit Us. So on July 8th, the state filed a second amended notice. And in that second amended notice, which is the one we got now, they included a song. I told y'all they added two more things to the timeline. One of the things is Trapboy Freddy and Yella Beezy song. I think it's just Yella Beezy and NLE Chopper. Hit Us. It's a song called Hit Us, right? They added this song into the fold. All right. So let's get into the summary of evidence. In 2017, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, which is the ATF, conducted an investigation into numerous acts of criminal violence involving rap music artists and associates of record labels, Profit Music Group, PMG, and its affiliate record label, Get Rich Cartel, GRC, and Cool Money Entertainment, CME, and the record label Hit Squad Music, HSM. From 2017 to the death of descendant Melvin Noble, aka MO3, the ATF, listen, the ATF observed, so they said from 2017, listen, from 2017 to the day MO3 was unalive, which was in 2020, the ATF observed an escalating feud between these Dallas artists and their associates, in which social media posts and released rap diss tracks matched the violence occurring on the streets between the parties. Part of the escalation included Dallas rap artists for the first time rapping about placing bounties on rivals, and in some cases, or alluding to specific individuals. So, And again, this might be in another episode, but this song hit us. The state is saying this is the first time ever Yellow Beezy rapped about putting a bag on somebody's head. That's what the state is saying. They must have did the research. They must have hollered at Jose Bodega, Jerry John. I don't know. I ain't did the math on it. But the state is saying that this song hit us that they just recently added to the timeline. They said this is the first time Yellow Beezy rapped about putting money on somebody's head. Let's keep reading. Now we're about to get into Roy Lee. In September 2018, Roy Lee Pate, long live Roy Lee, a Dallas comedian and friend of the descendant, was assaulted, shot, and later died due to complications from the gunshot wound. Law enforcement testimony will show that the shooting investigation is unsolved and there is no evidence that defendant Conway, aka Yellow Beezy, was involved in the shooting. That's the state saying it. The state is saying there is no evidence that Yellow Beezy was involved in the shooting of Roy Lee. However, other witness testimony, they got witnesses who are going to testify to this Roy Lee and Yellow Beezy thing. However, other witness testimony, video exhibits from media interviews, and the Descendants' own music release 219 will show that the rap industry and will show that the rap industry and the Descendant MO3 believe that Yellow Beezy and Co-Conspirator DeVarious Moore, aka Trapboy Freddy, hereinafter Co-Conspirator Moore, were involved in the shooting of Pate. God damn. Hold up. Because it's a lot in this, right? It's a lot in this. Let's slow this down. Okay. So they said that there is no evidence that Yellow Beezy was involved in the shooting of Roy Lee. Okay? But then they go on to say, however, witness testimony, video exhibits, and media interviews, and Mo3's own music release 219 will show that the rap industry and Mo3 believed that Yellow Beezy and Co-Conspirator. Thank you for those gifts, man. Who was that? God damn, can y'all hear me? Mic check, mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if I'm back or not, man. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to everybody, man, that stayed down, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. All right, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. All right, man. All right, good, 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 man. Salute to everybody in the building. Salute to everybody that stayed down. We most definitely got shit to get into, man. Let me not waste no more time. Let me get back to this, man. 'Cause I might have to share my screen and every up. I gotta do all that over. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Entire screen. Boom. Share. Let me go back to this. Hopefully it's still, nope, it ain't pulled up. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, my Wi-Fi was tripping, man. That motherfucker came back on, then it blinked. I don't know what the hell be going on. Every goddamn thing just blinked for a second. Hold on. Give me a second to load up. While it's loading up, hold on. Let me do it like this because I'm gonna have to do it again anyway. So let me add this to the stage. Hold on, y'all. We finna pick right back up where we left off at. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me press play over here so I can see what's going on. My apologies, y'all. Hold on. Let's go down. Let me see where this motherfucker at. Here we go. All right, let this little motherfucker load up. Now I'm gonna have to get to the page where we left off at. Salute to everybody in the building, though, man. I don't know what the fuck just happened. There was some crazy ass shit going on. Y'all, please don't forget to hit that like button for me. I seen something come through here too while I was going through that shit. Hold on, man. Was it some gifts or something? Somebody renewed their membership, sent a super chat or something. I forgot what it was, man. But I most definitely appreciate you. I forgot who it was, forgot what it was, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was over here trying to get this shit together. All right. So let's go. Let's get back to where we was at, man. Let's get back to where we was at. They trying to hate on your boy. They trying to hate on your boy. Hold on, let me put this full screen. All right. Man, I forgot what page number we was on, man. I could just go straight to it. But hold up, hold up, hold up. We finna get back there. Don't worry about Nathan. Don't worry about Nathaniel. Don't worry about Nathaniel. So we had just while we get into the page where we left off at, we had just read a powerful paragraph, right? Where they said that Yellow Bees, there's no evidence saying Yellow Bees has shot Roy Lee, but the whole industry, the whole rap industry, and MO3, excuse me, yeah, I'm sorry, and MO3 believe that Yellow Beezy and co-conspirator Trapboy Freddy had something to do with the shooting. They what the state said. They said, yeah, okay, there's no evidence. We read what you put in your motion of limity. Yeah, there's no evidence. You know what I'm saying? That you had anything to do, man. This slow ass computer is fucking me up. I'm gonna have to fix this when I get off live today. Had something to do with Roy Lee being shot. Yeah, that's the conversation that's going on right now. In these motions, cause my shit moving so goddamn slow. This shit pissing me off, but we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get so Yellow Beezy have two right? Two pretrial hearings this month, and this is where this stuff will most definitely begin to be litigated. It already had a little litigation before, but it's going to be finally litigated the pretrial this month. Because remember, trial is August the 24th. You know what I'm saying? I think they have a What's up, bottoms up? You know what I'm saying? Everybody good. Okay, they say it was a gift. Okay, thank you for those gifts, man. Thank you for that gift. All right, so let's get back to where we were. You know what I'm saying? Before we was rudely interrupted. You know what I'm saying, by whatever technical issues that was. All right, so I just broke down. I ain't gonna keep repeating myself, right? But we're gonna focus on Trapboy Freddy being a co-conspirator. A co-conspirator. Let's go, Brenda, for the $1.99 super chat. Said audio going in and out. My audio going in and out. Mic check, mic check. Thank you, Brenda, for that $1.99. I most definitely appreciate you. I can't highlight it right now because I'm over here. They said my shit going silent. Hold on, man. What the fuck going on, man? I should turn to a Texas big bag. I don't know what's going on, man. My Wi-Fi say strong. It's clear on my end. I don't know what the hell going on. They say I'm good. Okay, all right. They say I'm good. All right, sound is better now. I don't know. I guess the Wi-Fi was coming back in fully. Okay, all right. So we're gonna continue to read this. You know what I'm saying, and we're gonna move on with the show. Let me go ahead and get to this shit, right? All right. So let's start from right here. However, other witness testimony, video exhibits from media interviews, and MO3's own music release 219 will show that the rap industry and MO3 believed that defendant Conway and co-conspirator Trapboy Freddy were involved in the shooting of Roy Lee. However, I'm sorry, y'all. Hours following the death of Pate, the death of Roy Lee, defendant Conway was shot multiple times while driving home. Law enforcement testimony will show. Oh, hold up now, because y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ain't ready for this part. Y'all not ready for this part. Hold up, man. Hold up, man. Okay. Hours following the death of Roy Lee, Yellow Beezy was shot multiple times while driving home. Law enforcement testimony will show that Yellow Beezy was informed the following day that the vehicle in his shooting was registered to MO3's head of security and chief enforcer. So Yellow Beezy knew this. Yellow Beezy was informed the next day that vehicle involved in the shooting was registered to Sean G. All right, but listen, months later, co-conspirator Moore, aka Trapboy Freddy, will also be shot, and then again in September of 2020. In his music release 219, MO3 alludes to being responsible for both shootings of defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore. They are heavy on the co-conspirator. They are heavy on the co-conspirator, man. Following the shootings of Yellow Beezy and co-conspirator Moore, Trapboy Freddy, a timeline of events show a retaliatory feud continue between the parties that include verbal exchanges via social media, media interviews, music releases, and confrontations at various events and locations. In the state central theory of motive, that defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore, the co-conspirator again, along with other indicted individuals, conspired together to finance the murder of Melvin Noble. So right here, they say it is the state's central theory of motive that Yellow Beezy and Trapboy Freddy, along with other indicted individuals, conspired together to finance the murder of MO3. This is the state saying, yeah, we already knew about Yellow Beezy. We already knew that. But this is the state finally saying, y'all, Trapboy Freddy financed the hit too. Trapboy Freddy financed the hit too. Oh my God. 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 This look, I don't know. This crazy work, man. I'm gonna read that one more time. It is the state's central theory of motive that defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore, along with other indicted individuals, conspired together to finance the murder of Melvin Noble in retaliation for the attempts made on their lives. The following listed evidence is the narrowly selected evidence the state plans to discuss and offer through witness testimony during its case in chief regarding the ultimately, my bad, my bad, y'all. I'm reading it wrong. Nature of the feud between the parties and their associates that ultimately led to the capital offense charged in this case, as well as certain relevant statements and music releases made by the defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore before and after the murder. A list of the exhibits have been included in this response. And now they get into the actual information. So we're gonna read the ones that's relevant to what we're gonna break down today. All right. So see events, right? Y'all follow me? Y'all good? Y'all hit that like button for me if you're good, man. Hit the like if you're good, man. You know what I'm saying? So events. Start with A. Evidence of Roy Lee assault, shooting, and death. All right. State's witness, again, remember, this is the rebuttal. This is the rebuttal to Yellow Beezy making a similar document like this, but for a different reason. Yellow Beezy reason was, this is why this shit shouldn't be brought up in this case, because A, B, C, the police said this, the police said that. Now, this is the state's rebuttal. All right? Evidence of Roy Lee assault, shooting, and death. State witness testimony. They coming out the gate. State witness testimony. They mean they got a state witness. They got somebody who's going to testify to what happened to Roy Lee. All right. State witness testimony generally regarding that Roy Lee Pate, a friend and associate of the descendant, MO3, was assaulted, later shot, and died of the complications of his gunshot wound on October the 13th, 2018. This evidence, right, they got this underlined. This evidence will not be presented as an extraneous offense committed by defendant Conway, and therefore is not subject to Rule 404B. So basically saying, we're not going to say that Yellow Beezy did this. That's not why we're using this. So it's not subject to Rule 404B, which prevents prejudice and all this type of evidence being brought into the court. So they saying, no, we're not using this to say Yellow Beezy did it. Let's continue to read it. They said, rather, this evidence serves as the starting point and perceived cause of the prior ill will and hostilities between the parties. It is inextricably intertwined with the charges and is central to the state's theory of motive for the murder for remuneration. So they're saying, no, we're not going to bring this into the case to say Yellow Beezy did it. But we do believe that this is the starting point. This is how shit kicked off. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, KK, baby. Let's go for that 1999. Man, I wish I could play that MO3 for you, but I'll just tell you. That's right, baby. That's what you do. You hear me? Salute to K Kira, man. You know what I'm saying? Love you, girl. For that 1999, man. Thank you so much, man. Let's go. All right? So, let's break this conversation down real one more time in nigga terms. So, the state is saying we're not going to bring Roy Lee death, the assault, shooting, and death, or Roy Lee into this trial to say Yellow Beezy did it. No. They said, but this evidence serves as the point and perceived cause of everything. This is where shit kicked off. And we heard Rainwater in his very first interview. The interview he did after he left the funeral. And Big D the Mogul asked Rainwater, man, how did all this stuff kick off? This the day of MO3 funeral. So this back years ago. He asked Rainwater, man, how did all this stuff kick off? Basically. And Rainwater said Roy Lee. Rainwater said Roy Lee. And the state seems to agree with Rainwater. All right? So let's keep going. Defendant shot on tollway. Yellow Beezy shot on the tollway. State witness testimony and exhibits showing that Yellow Beezy was shot multiple times while driving home on October 14th, 2018. and that Yellow Beezy was interviewed by law enforcement the following day, in which he provided statements and was informed that an associate of MO3 was the registered owner of the vehicle involved in the shooting. Wait a minute, man. Wait, hold on, man. In my boosted voice. Yellow Beezy made statements. Hold on, man. I gotta read that again, man. Hold on. Where was that? The defendant okay. State witness testimony and exhibits showing that defendant Conway was shot multiple times while driving home on October 14th, 2018, and that defendant Conway was interviewed by law enforcement the following day, in which he provided statements. And was informed that an associate of the descendant was the registered owner of the vehicle involving the shooting. States Exhibit 1013. This evidence, they go on to say again, this evidence, basically they finna say again that we not saying that this evidence had anything to do with nothing. We not saying MO3 shot Yellow Beezy, and we not trying to say that this was retaliatory, whatever. But they say this evidence proves prior ill will and hostilities between the parties. It is inextricably intertwined with the charges and is central to the state's theory of motive for the murder for remuneration. All right? Now, let's move on to C. Co-Conspirator more. They co-conspirator again. They co-conspirator word again. Shot in his Sprinter van. State witness testimony and exhibits showing that co-conspirator Moore was shot while parked in his Sprinter van on December 26, 2018. This evidence is not an extraneous offense or bad act committed by defendant Conway, and therefore not subject to Rule 404B. They basically repeat the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let's keep, because there's something else that I wanted to show y'all. Here we go. Co-conspirator Moore shot again. We on F. Co-conspirator Moore shot again. State witness testimony and exhibits showing that co-conspirator Moore was shot again on September 7th, 2020. All right? So I just want to show y'all that. But hold on, it was one more thing in here. I might have to just say forget it. Hold on. Yeah, because then they get into the interviews and like I told y'all, it's 90 pages. All right, it's 90 pages. You know what I'm saying? But they get into the interviews and why these interviews is one more thing that I want to show y'all, man, because they said something about a state witness and they had the grand jury stuff in here. Hold on, let me find this, man. Defended. Hold on, they laugh now. Send this social media post, video exhibit. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Here go the hitter song. Let's chop it up about that real quick. This is the newly added song that they added to the timeline. Y'all see that? Defenders music releases. Hitters, right? They say audio exhibit excerpt of Defendant Conway's July 19, 2019 music video recording titled Hitters. The lyrics starting at 1 minute and 6 seconds through 2 minutes and 54 seconds are party admissions that inextricably intertwined with the charges, prove retaliatory motive, and marks the first song. Listen to what they're saying. And they say this song marks the first song where Yellow Beezy references paying a bounty to have someone killed. They had to get their information from somebody. I don't care. Them prosecutors ain't going to listen to all Yellow Beezy songs. You know what I'm saying? No prosecutors ain't going to listen to all Yellow Beezy songs and say, okay, this the first song. No, they got that from somebody. Man. You know what I'm saying? And like I told y'all, pay attention to all the stuff that's been coming out since Jerry Johnson got it. And y'all, we're a month away from trial. Let me take a little. Hold on. We're a month away from trial, right? and Jerry Johnson case is still inactive. Jerry Johnson have yet to go to Dallas County. This for all the ones that were telling me he going back. Oh, he gonna be there. Oh, they say 30 days. I've been telling y'all what's going on, man. I even had to tell Keyone White. I even had to tell Keyone, bro, this is what's going on. That man ain't going back to Dallas County. He is not. They is not finna throw. They really not finna throw him in the middle of a trial a month before trial, y'all. They really not finna throw Jerry Johnson in the. And he had to start all his pre-trial stuff. They not finna do that a month away from trial. Jerry Johnson is not going back to Dallas County, and they should let you know what the fuck going on. You hear me? So let's keep going. They said Radisson think they got it from him. You know, man. Look, man. Fans, you was crazy. Hold on, man, because this is one more thing I want to show y'all about. I might just say forget it and just say that for the next episode. Because in here they said something about a witness. They said something about a witness and had the reference to the witness. Look about hold on, man. I might just say forget it, y'all. I might just say forget it because I got a lot of more stuff to get into. And I don't want to throw y'all off the main thing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep the main thing the main thing. Yeah, let's keep the main thing the main thing. I'll show y'all that on another day. But just to show y'all what I was looking for, in that paperwork, they reference a witness. And when they reference that witness, they had not in quotations, but they had in quotations. What was it? Grand jury. It was GJ testimony or something number 1. And I put my 2 and 2 together, and it stood for grand jury testimony number 1. So that's another episode for another day. So let's keep the main thing the main thing. Yeah, there you go. GJ witness 1. There you go, Mahir. GJ witness 1. Grand jury witness 1. 1. Now I don't know if they got a grand jury witness 2. I don't know. I ain't even did my 1s and 2s on that just yet. You know what I'm saying? But when I seen grand jury witness 1, I was like, well, damn, who is grand jury witness number 2? But let's keep the main thing the main thing. Appreciate you, Mahir. Let's keep the main thing the main thing, right? So what we focusing on today, right? Because there's a lot more in that paperwork. Trust me. That paperwork got about 5 to 10 episodes alone in it. It'll take me 5 hours to get through all of that. You know what I'm saying? So what we focusing on today is how can I put this? How they refined the Roy Lee argument and Trapboy Freddy being a co-conspirator. What do that mean? Y'all see the bottom ticker? Trapboy Freddy a co-conspirator. But will he be indicted? Will he be indicted? So we about to break all of that down like a pound. Let's begin, man. Let's begin. Let me take a little swig of water real quick. Let me take a little swig of water. 1 second, family. I got a whole jug over here, y'all. I don't be playing. And please, man, if you haven't hit the like button, please take this time right now to hit the like button for your boy. It helps the channel out tremendously, man. Where we at on the likes? 220? Can we get 300 likes? Can we get the 300 likes, y'all? If y'all don't mind, help a brother out, man. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. All right, so the first rule of order, you know what I'm saying? Let's break down the actual document. Let's break down the actual document. Let's the show begin. All right, now y'all know why let me take this down. Y'all know why I'm reading this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Let me get my stuff together over here. Let me take this down real quick. Some of y'all be reading ahead and shit like that. Remove this. I don't know why my computer running so slow, man. All right, now let me get my notes in my phone. Once again, salute to everybody in the building. Mama T, I see you. She said, I told y'all it was something bigger. Let's see. All right. Now, let's begin. First rule of thumb, let's break down exactly what's going on with this document. All right. Absolutely. This is one of the biggest foulings. This is one of the biggest foulings we've seen in this case so far. It's much more than just a response to emotion. It is essentially the prosecution's roadmap for trial. And if y'all want that paperwork I just read, right, I will be grab a membership. You know what I'm saying? If you can find it on your own, I showed y'all how to do it. That's cool. But I will be, after this live, I will create a shareable PDF link for it, and I will share it in for the on the members only tab. All right. So grab a membership. I gotta do something special for my members. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do something special for my members. So for those, if you're a member and you want that paperwork, if you can't find it yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because it's free. It's free if you know how to go find it yourself. I will be sharing it. I will be adding the paperwork to the members only thing. All right, but let's keep reading. It's much more than just a response to emotion. It is essentially the prosecution's roadmap for trial. What is this document? This filing is the state's response to Yellow Beezy's motion in limine regarding Rule 404B evidence and Article 38.36 evidence. Feel like I done said that 1,000 times. But let's keep going. In plain English, the defense is saying, Judge, this is what the defense is saying with they paperwork. The defense saying, Judge, don't let the jury hear all of this old feud evidence, shootings, interviews, music videos, Instagram posts, and prior incidents because it is unfair and prejudicial. Again, like I told y'all, there is a pretrial too, back to back. I think it's on the 15th and the 16th of this month where this stuff will be litigated. All right, and this is the argument. The defense is saying, Judge, don't let the jury hear all of this old feud evidence, shootings, interviews, music videos, Instagram posts, and prior incidents because it is unfair and prejudicial. Here go the state. The state is saying, Judge, this isn't random bad character evidence. This is a story that explains why MO3 was murdered. That distinction is incredibly important. That's the argument, y'all. That's the argument. So let's get into the legal chess moves. All right. Legal chess move number 1. The state just revealed its entire theory of motive. Notice what they say on page 10. They describe years of evidence beginning back in 2017. That's what I showed y'all, right? Remember the ATF was watching these boys since 2017. Watching a feud. They've been watching them as individual groups or whatever longer than that. But according to the paperwork, they say they've been watching these boys beef, fight, argue, all this shit since 2017. They describe years of violence beginning back in 2017 involving PMG, GRC, CME, and Hit Squad Music, which is HSM. They argue the feud wasn't just rap beef. Let's go. Their position is that social media posts, diss records, shootings, assaults, interviews, and music all track the violence occurring in real life. Let me scroll down so I can click these things. Let's go. Let's continue. That tells us something huge. The prosecution intends to argue music mirrored real-world retaliation, not rap is violent. Instead, this is the argument, these particular artists were documenting an ongoing war. Those are two very different arguments legally. Not that rap is violent, but the rap that these boys was doing was mirroring real life situations, and they was documenting an ongoing feud that led to the untimely demise of Mo3. Let's get into the legal chess move number 2 while we unpack that document. All right, and the legal chess move, with these legal chess moves, they're going through the whole document, but there's only two or three things that we're going to highlight in this particular episode. But we're going to read it out. Legal chess move number 2. They completely reframe the Roy Lee shooting. This is one thing we're going to highlight this episode. This is fascinating. For years, people have debated whether prosecutors would accuse Yellow Beezy or Roy Lee's shooting. The state now says something different. Let's deep dive into this. They explicitly acknowledge there is no evidence defendant Conway was involved in Roy Lee Pate's shooting. Then immediately say the rap industry witnessed interviews and Mo3 himself believed Conway and Trapboy Freddy were responsible. That is a subtle but powerful distinction. They're not. No, I'm gonna slow down. That is a subtle but powerful distinction. They're not trying to prove Yellow Beezy shot Roy Lee. They're trying to prove everyone believed he did. Why? Because motive doesn't require proving Roy Lee's murder. It requires proving the feud escalated because everyone acted as though that shooting was connected. That is a much easier legal argument. So they reframed the whole thing. We're going to deep dive on that. Legal chess move number 3. The prosecution now has a clean retaliation timeline. Look how they built it. So let's take a look. Let's look at this flow chart real quick. So at the top, we see Roy Lee dies. Then down, Yellow Beezy gets shot. Then Trapboy Freddy gets shot. More social media, more diss songs. Let's move over. Then Rainwater assaulted. Then down from there, the V Live shooting, which is interesting. I should have read that for y'all too, because that's interesting as well, because they are now admitting that Trapboy Freddy and Mo3 did have a shootout at the V Live in Houston. Hey, I'm gonna let somebody else do that, but I'm gonna build on that another day. All right. So they say Rainwater assaulted, V Live shooting, the Ava Center situation, then Mo3 murdered. That becomes one continuous narrative instead of isolated events. Legal chess move number 4. They are trying to defeat Rule 404B. Rule 404B generally says you cannot introduce evidence simply to show, quote unquote, he was a bad person. So watch what prosecutors repeatedly write. Nearly every section says this is not extraneous evidence. I read it to y'all, right? So let's move on from there. Legal chess number 5. Trapboy Freddy has become much bigger than many realize. This is the other thing we're going to highlight this episode. Notice something. Trapboy Freddy appears throughout the filing, not just once. He appears. Scroll up so I can have about. Okay, he appears as a alleged co-conspirator, shooting victim, music collaborator, Instagram poster, person driving by the murder scene, participant in the music releases, and a participant in alleged conspiracy. That means the state views him as a major piece of their motive theory, not merely a peripheral figure. We're going to deep dive on it. Legal chess move number 6. What did this new document, this new paperwork reveal? The Ava Center evidence now makes perfect sense. We know the Ava Center situation where Yellow Beezy was performing, Keyone White was on stage with Yellow Beezy, woo. It was like 11 days before Mo3 got unalive, whatever. That's why it makes more sense. But let's move on. Legal chess move number 7. Every interview now becomes evidence. Notice the interviews listed. They had Breakfast Club in there, 97.9 The Beat, Flag TV, and Cam Capone. Not Cam Talk Too Much, but Cam Capone. The prosecution characterized Yellow Beezy's statements as party admissions, arguing that they reveal motive, intent, prior hostility, state of mind, and context. They make the same argument for Mo3's Cam Capone interview, saying it reflects his perception of threats and the feud. This suggests that the state plans to weave together what both sides publicly said over time, rather than relying only on eyewitness testimony. All right. Legal chess move number 8. On what did this document unpack? Instagram becomes evidence. Look what they're trying to. I'm sorry, y'all. Look what they're introducing. Conway's, Yellow Beezy's Instagram after the unruly citizens. Yellow Beezy's Instagram the day of the murder. Yellow Beezy's Instagram discussing Trapboy Freddy Laugh Now, which is another video they added. Now, I'm not sure about the date. They said it happened on November 15th. I'm not sure. Do y'all remember the live, right? From my recollection, it happened the same day MO3 was unalived and Yellow Beezy was in Mexico and Trapboy Freddy hit the live playing Laugh Now. Let me get to the chat real quick. Y'all remember that, right? Wasn't that the same day Mo3 died? Because according to the paperwork, I should have showed y'all, but we gonna get to that another day. They got it, I think, November 15th or December. That was the same day. Well, whatever the date they got for it, that might be the date they got from social media. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Mama T, Mahel, everybody saying yep. Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. So they have added that. Because that's been a question that I always had. Like, damn, how do they not use this for evidence? Why the state hasn't put this in a timeline? This is critical. But now, y'all, it is. So those are the two new things the state have added to the official timeline. The first one is the song Hitters, where Yellow Beezy and NLE Chopper, and the state said that's the first time Yellow Beezy ever rapped about putting a bounty on somebody's head. And the second new thing they added is the IG Live, where Yellow Beezy was in Mexico and Trapboy Freddy pulled up playing Laugh Now. So they plan on using that now. Crazy work. But let's continue to unpack this. All right. So we read the Instagram. Let's move on. Let me get back over here. All right. The state argued that these Instagram posts demonstrate ongoing hostility, motive, state of mind, and in some instances, statements made during or in furtherance of an alleged conspiracy. All right, the last legal chess move number 9. The music evidence is broader than expected. The filing doesn't mention just one or two songs. It identifies multiple recordings by Yellow Beezy, Trapboy Freddy, and Mo3, including 219, Hitters, Keep It in the Streets, On Your Head, Take 3, Gassed Up, Hypocrite, Laugh Now, and Shirt. And they got more than that on there. They got more than that on there. They got a lot of songs on that bit. They got a lot of songs on that bit. The state argues these recordings are relevant because they allegedly illuminate motive, retaliation, relationships, and context, not because they are introducing them as standalone crimes. One especially notable point is that the state says Hitters is the first song where Conway references paying a bounty to have someone killed, which is why they added it in their amended mean change, notice filed the same day. That does not establish that the lyric is a literal confession. Rather, it shows why prosecutors believe the song is particularly relevant to the motive theory. So, my biggest takeaway. This filing reads, the paperwork that we just read, they said it reads like a routine, it reads less like a routine procedural response and more like a prosecution's opening blueprint. Instead of presenting the jury with a simple theory, Yellow Beezy hired Keyone White, the state appears prepared to tell a much larger story. A years-long cycle of shootings, retaliation, music, interviews, social media posts, and personal confrontations created an escalating feud that culminated in the alleged murder for remuneration of Mo3. Long live Mo3, man. That motive is airtight. I've been telling y'all that for the longest, man. When it comes to their motive, shit, man, they folks is on it, man. But whether the judge shows all, some, or very little of this evidence will likely be one of the most consequential pretrial rulings in this case. If a substantial portion is admitted, jurors will hear a much broader narrative than just the events of November 11, 2020. Again, I told y'all, because right here it says whether the judge allows all, some, or very little of this evidence. I told y'all they will be litigated in those pretrial hearings this month. I think it's the 15th and the 16th. You know what I'm saying? Yellow Beezy has a pretrial hearing, and these things will be some of the things that are litigated. How much of this stuff will be brought in, and so on and so forth. All right, let's move on. So one thing immediately stands out to me. This document is 84 pages long, and what we've looked at here is primarily the state summary and roadmap. The most significant strategic arguments are likely in the later sections, particularly pages 23 through 76, where prosecutors explain why each specific piece of evidence should be admitted under Texas law and respond point by point to the defense. Man, look, get y'all hands on this paperwork, man. I'm telling y'all, if you are one of the ones that's invested in this trial, not just the narratives, the fireworks, get this paperwork. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post it on my community wall. So members, let me do this one solid for everybody. After this live, I'm gonna post this paperwork. I'm gonna share the paperwork on the community wall for everybody. All right. I think that's where the real legal chess begins, because it reveals exactly how prosecutors expect to persuade the judge that this evidence belongs before the jury. All right. Now, before we get into the new segment, check. Y'all all right? Everybody all right? Everybody good? Everybody good? All right, let's go. Hit that like button for your boy, man, if you haven't, man. Please hit the like button for your boy if you haven't. Now, while doing the research, right, on this document, because I went through the whole document, I read everything, skimmed through some, but read most of it. You know what I'm saying? I read it. You know what I'm saying? But like I told y'all, I will be here for 8 hours, 12 hours trying to break down everything in that document. All right, so two things that I wanted to highlight: the Roy Lee argument being reshaped, and Trapboy Freddy being a co-conspirator. So let's start with Roy Lee. Let's start with Roy Lee. All right. So this is what I asked. I said, well, this is what I commanded. Let's deep dive into legal chess move number 2. They completely reframed the Roy Lee shooting. Let's examine why this is significant and what it means for the actual trial, and how does it help the state. All right. So let's get into that. Let's get into that. They said this may be one of the most strategically important changes in the state's presentation of the case. It's subtle, but from a trial strategy perspective, it changes the entire legal battlefield. Let's break down why. Let's break it down like a pie. Legal chess move number 2, right? This is the one we want to expound on. The state changes the question. For years, much of the public discussion has been, did Yella Beezy have Roy Lee killed? That is an extremely difficult question for prosecutors because, according to this filing, they acknowledge there is no evidence that Conway, Yella Beezy, was involved in Roy Lee Pate's shooting. Let's keep going. Let's go further. Rather than trying to prove something they say they cannot prove, the state reframes the issue. Look at the little technicalities that's going on. Now, me personally, I'm a fan of this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't got to be fireworks, the big breaking news. Sometimes I do like the little technical arguments, how the state tweaks some, how the defense come back. I really enjoy that, right? So I'm a nerd when it comes to that, particularly to this type of case. All right. So it says, rather than trying to prove something they say they cannot prove, the state reframes the issue. Instead of asking, who killed Roy Lee? They ask, why did everyone involved believe happened? I'm sorry. Now, let me say that again. What did everyone involved believe happened? And how did those beliefs influence what happened next? So, yeah, we ain't going to waste time trying to prove if Yella Beezy did this and did that. That's what they saying, family. But they saying we ain't going to ask if he killed him. But the better question would be, hell, why did everybody around what happened believe that child had something to do with it? And how did those beliefs influence what happened next? Bubba being shot, music, Fuse, ultimately MO3 unalive. You know what I'm saying? That is a much different and often more legally relevant question in a motive case. Let's go further. Why this is so significant. The prosecution doesn't have to prove every prior event beyond a reasonable doubt if those events are not the charged offense. Please write that down for those who got their pad and their pen out. I'm going to repeat this. It's important. The prosecution doesn't have to prove every prior event beyond a reasonable doubt if those events are not the charged offense. The only thing that has to be proven beyond reasonable doubt is the murder for hire for remuneration. So if they want to use Roy Lee, Bubba, Dro, anybody, is a motive builder, is motive evidence, they don't have to prove those things beyond reasonable doubt. That's important. The only crime the jury must decide is the alleged capital murder for remuneration of MO3. Everything before that serves a different purpose. Let's keep moving. The state says Roy Lee death is the starting point of the hostility, the beginning of the feud, and part of the motive narrative leading to the charged offense. That shifts the focus from solving Roy Lee's case to explaining why the relationship between the groups, to explaining why the relationships between the groups deteriorated. Let's go further. The state removes a major weakness. The state ain't playing, man. The state removes a major weakness. What's that weakness? Imagine if prosecutors argued, Yella killed Roy Lee. Defense counsel would immediately respond, where's the indictment? Where's the arrest? Where's the eyewitness? Where's the forensic evidence? Those would be powerful attacks. But instead, the state says, in effect, we're not asking you to convict him of Roy Lee's shooting. We're explaining the environment and perceived retaliation that allegedly culminated in the charged offense. That avoids turning the trial into a mini trial about Roy Lee. All right? Because again, they don't have to prove it without reasonable doubt. So why belief matters? Because again, y'all remember in their paperwork, I read to y'all where they said that even MO3, the rap industry, MO3, believed. Y'all remember that? I kept saying believed. So why does that word belief? Why it can matter? This is where motive becomes important. Imagine a hypothetical outside this case, right? Listen to this hypothetical. Two families believe the other side burned down a business. Years later, one family allegedly hires someone to commit a murder in retaliation. Whether the original fire was set by the other family may never be proven. Let's keep going. But if prosecutors can show the accused genuinely believed it was, that belief may help explain motive. That same reasoning appears to underlie the state's argument here. Did y'all follow that? So they said basically, if let me read it. Okay, they said two families believe the other side. It was two families, and one of the families believed the other side burned down the business. Then years later, one family allegedly hired someone to commit a murder in retaliation. Now, whether the other side actually burnt down the building can't be proven. But if prosecutors can show the accused genuinely believed it was, that belief may help explain motive. Another little technical thing right there. You hear me? So, according to the filing, witnesses, media interviews, and MO3's own music are offered to show that people in that circle believe Yella Beezy and Trapboy Freddy were responsible for Roy Lee's shooting, even though the state expressly says it has no evidence proving Conway committed that shooting. Importantly, a jury will still have to evaluate whether that evidence is credible and how much weight to give it. So, why this helps the state? Why does reframing and all this stuff help the state? This approach offers several strategic advantages. Let's go through them. Let's go through these strategic advantages. Number one, the first strategic advantage. It gives the jury a motive without requiring another conviction. The prosecution can tell a coherent story. Roy Lee shot. People believe Yella Beezy and Trap Boy are involved. Yellow Bees is later shot. Trapboy Freddy is later shot. Public exchanges escalate. The feud continues. The alleged murder occurs. That sequence provides a narrative framework without asking jurors to decide who committed Roy Lee's shooting. The second strategic advantage that they gain from reshaping this Roy Lee argument, it avoids overreaching. Jurors often notice when prosecutors appear to overstate their evidence by expressly acknowledging they lack evidence tying Yellow Beezy to Roy Lee's shooting. The state may appear more measured on that point, while still arguing the event is relevant to motive. So they got a win-win. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to worry about overreaching, but they can still argue that that the shooting is relevant, that what happened to Roy Lee is relevant. Number 3, strategic advantage. It allows other evidence to fit together. Once the jury understands the alleged origin of the feud, the later evidence may become more understandable in the state's theory. You have interviews, Instagram lives, music, the rainwater incident, V Live, Ava Center, and other alleged interactions. The prosecution argues these are connected chapters in one continuing conflict rather than isolated events. So, why this could be powerful at trial? Jurors naturally ask, why would someone allegedly pay to kill another person? If the prosecution cannot answer the why, proving intent can become more difficult. This paperwork that we just read, attempts to answer that question with a multi-year history of escalating hostility. Whether jurors ultimately accept that narrative is another matter, but it gives the state a theory to present. In room 901 over here, we most definitely, it may be the first replay I did, the 219 theory, because before any of this paperwork came out, we most definitely told y'all that beginning with Roy Lee, the Roy Lee unaliving, right? We told y'all and we demonstrated to y'all in the episode of the 219 theory that this is the state's strongest case for a motive. We said that before any paperwork came out. All right, salute to us over here at Room 901. We're the smartest doing it. Let's go. The defense likely responds. The defense is unlikely to let this framing go unchallenged. They may argue beliefs and rumors are not proof. The Roy Lee shooting remains unsolved. Public speculation cannot establish motive. Rap lyrics and interviews are entertainment or self-promotion, not reliable evidence of real-world events. And another thing they will argue is the state is inviting the jury to fill evidentiary gaps with assumptions. They may also contend that introducing extensive evidence about Roy Lee risks unfair prejudice by encouraging jurors to associate Yellow Beezy with the uncharged crime, despite the state's concession that it has no evidence he committed it. Those are the defense arguments. So, the biggest legal chess move. I think the most important sentence is this, in this section is actually what the state doesn't say. They do not tell the judge, we will prove Conway shot Roy Lee. Nowhere in the paperwork does it say that. Instead, they tell the judge, Roy Lee's shooting is the starting point of the hostility Roy Lee's shooting is the starting point of the hostility that allegedly explains the motive for the charged offense. Now, what does that do? That's a narrower argument, but it's also one that is more closely tied to the legal issues the jury must decide in MO3's case. If the judge agrees that this evidence is genuinely relevant to motive, intent, or the relationship between the parties, and that this is its probative value outweighs the risk of unfair prejudice, it becomes more likely that the jurors will hear this broader story at trial. If the judge disagrees, portions of the narrative could be excluded or limited before opening statements even begin. But like I told y'all, this will be litigated on. This conversation, this argument between this documentary argument will be litigated on this pretrial dates this month. All right. So before we get into the new segment, y'all good? Let me take me a swig of water, y'all. I appreciate everybody for being in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for hit the like button. I appreciate everybody that sent the donation, cheers, gifts, anything through. I'm sorry if I couldn't see them. You know what I'm saying? Because I am in the back reading. This is a one-man program. You know what I'm saying? Him don't have no help. Him don't have no help. I'm good, big sis. Him don't have no help. You know what I'm saying? So I can't see the chat and all of that, man. But I see AC Jakora. She came through with $1. Let's go. Let's go, man. Appreciate you, AC. Anything is plenty, man. You hear me? Let's go. Let's go, Kiki. With them cheers over there. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. So I appreciate you, Kiki. Thank you. Thank you, Didi. I appreciate that. You got help. We in here. Let's go, man. Let's go, big sis for Will. All right. So that was that. So that's the Royal Lee situation. All right. That's the Royal Lee situation. Again, I'm a nerd when it comes to certain things. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that I noticed that, okay, this is a different type of argument, I had to deep dive on it, present it to y'all so y'all can know exactly what's going on with it. But now, let's get into old Trapboy Freddy. All right. Hold on. Let me clear my throat. It's a lot of reading, man. Salute to everybody, man, that support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that donate to the channel, hit the like button, because this is a lot of shit. I might make it look easy, but this is a lot of shit. I basically read a book every time I go live. You know what I'm saying? I basically read a book every time I go live. And you add that in with the paperwork I just read. But you know what I'm saying? It got to be done, man. Salute to Doggy for those cheers, man. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Adjusted Fate in the building. All right, so let's move on real quick. All right, so now let's deep dive into legal chess move number 5. Legal chess move number 5. What was legal chess move number 5? All right. Trapboy Freddy, legal chess move number 5 is when they said Trapboy Freddy has become much bigger than many realize. Now, for the first time in this case, the state is now listing Trapboy Freddy as a co-conspirator. But there hasn't been any new indictments or charges filed on him. Trapboy Freddy was also subpoenaed to testify for the state against Keyone and Yellow Beezy, but that subpoena is still unexecuted. Let's break down what all this means and examine all the logical possibilities and the legal chess of it all. All right? Trapboy Freddy is listed for the first time as a co-conspirator, but we ain't heard nothing about him being charged, indicted, none of that. And he was just, excuse me, that's that water. Excuse me. He was just subpoenaed to he was subpoenaed to testify on behalf of the state against Yellow Bees and Keyone and them boys. So how the hell does this work? How does the state, why would the state, how and why does the state subpoena a nigga to testify for y'all, for the state, and then later list him as a co-conspirator in the paperwork? What is going on? Will Trapboy Freddy be indicted? Will he testify? What the hell is going on? So let's deep dive into that. Let's try to the best of our abilities to see what the hell is going on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Please hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button. Let's go, man. All right. They said, absolutely. This is a major legal chess shift. The biggest thing is this. The state is now calling Trapboy Freddy a co-conspirator in its 404B/3836 response, even though he has not been publicly indicted in this case. That does not automatically mean he has been charged secretly, but it does mean the state is treating him as someone whose actions, posts, music, shootings, and conduct are part of the alleged conspiracy narrative. Let's go further. Why calling him a co-conspirator is so important? A prosecutor does not use that word casually in a major capital murder filing. They could have called him an associate, rapper, friend, rival, third party, or witness, but they repeatedly call him co-conspirator more. Let's go further. Let's go further. That tells us the state believes Trapboy Freddy is not just background noise. They believe he helps explains the motive, the retaliation cycle, the feud, the social media posts, the music, and possibly the state of mind of the alleged group. Uh-oh. In other words, Trapboy Freddy has moved from possible witness with records to part of the state's theory of the conspiracy. But here's the $1 million question. But why no indictment? But why no indictment? That is the chess part. There are several logical possibilities. Let's play chess, family. Let's play chess. Possibility one. Hit that like button for me, gang. Possibility one. The state believes he participated, but not enough to charge yet. Again, we're going through the possibilities on, okay, they call him a co-conspirator, but why is there no indictment? Why is there no indictment? So the first possibility could be the state believes he participated, but don't have enough to charge him yet. This is very possible. Calling someone a co-conspirator in an evidentiary filing does not require the same proof as indicting them. I read this slow for a reason. Don't be confused by the rocks that I got. Don't get lost in translation. Don't get confused. I read this slow for a reason. I'm gonna read it again. Calling someone a co-conspirator in an evidentiary filing. An evidentiary filing is the paperwork that we just read. There would be an evidentiary filing, right? And they said calling someone a co-conspirator in an evidentiary filing does not require the same proof as indicting them. To indict, the state needs enough evidence to present to a grand jury and survive legal scrutiny. They may believe his conduct is relevant to the conspiracy, but not have enough to charge him with capital murder. Possibility two, on why there is no indictment. He is an unindicted co-conspirator. This is probably the cleanest read. An unindicted co-conspirator is someone the state believes was involved in the larger conspiracy, but has not been charged in that specific indictment. All right? Read everything. There is no such thing as wasting ink when you're reading, especially reading stuff about information. Read everything and go through it with a fine-tooth comb. It says an unindicted co-conspirator is someone the state believes was involved in the larger conspiracy, but has not been charged in that specific indictment. Y'all follow me? That can happen for many reasons. Proof issues, cooperation issues, strategic timing, lack of direct evidence, or the state wanting to use him as a context rather than make him a defendant. Ooh, let's go. Possibility number three on why he is not indicted. He may be a witness and a target at the same damn time. Future voice. This is where it gets messy. Trapboy Freddy was subpoenaed to testify for the state in Keywan White's and Yellow Beezy's capital murder case. The subpoena commands Trapboy Freddy to appear on November the 10th, 2025 as a witness on behalf of the state against Keywan White. Don't get confused by that November 10th, 2025. That what was on the subpoena, but we know that date got pushed back a couple times to where we at today. The first ever trial date was November the 10th. All right. But the officer's return page appears blank, meaning based on this document, there is no visible proof that the subpoena was executed or that he was actually served. Because we all know that the subpoena has yet to be executed. All right. So legally, So legally, let me make sure this is the right one. Where we at? Boom, hold on. All right, bam, there we go. So legally, he may be someone the state wanted available, but practically, we don't know if they ever secured him. That matters. A person can be a witness, a suspected participant, an unindicted co-conspirator, and still not currently charged. Those categories can overlap. Interesting. So, why subpoena him if they are calling him a co-conspirator? Why subpoena him then? If you're going to call the man a co-conspirator, because his testimony could help the state in several ways. He could testify about the feud with MO3, the shootings he experienced, his relationship with Yellow Beezy, his relationship with Keywan, the music video, social media posts, what happened before and after MO3's murder, or whether certain posts/songs had real meaning behind them. Those are all the things he could testify to. All right. But here's the twist. Here's the twist. If he takes the stand and the state is also implying he is part of the conspiracy, he may have Fifth Amendment concerns. I plead the Fifth. He could refuse to answer questions that might incriminate him unless he has immunity or some protection. That may explain why the subpoena being unexecuted is so important, because they're going to let us know one thing. Because they already listed him as a co-conspirator, family. So if their subpoena end up being executed, we put 2 and 2 together. So if they list him as a co-conspirator, if they list Trapboy Freddy as a co-conspirator, but then turn around and use him as a state witness, let me see how smart the chat is. What they gonna tell y'all? I don't want to answer it for y'all. Keywan could have an opportunity to help himself. I'm just saying. But here's the question: what would this tell y'all? Let me play with y'all legal chess mind real quick. If they listed Trapboy Freddy, if the state listed Trapboy Freddy as a co-conspirator, then let's say next week his subpoena becomes executed, and now he's a state witness. What would that tell y'all? It said he can't do that because he's on probation. He can't do what? The Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment. He talking immunity. He snitching, cooperating. Let's go. Smart motherfuckers. Salute the conspiracy thug in the building, man. Good trolling ass. Let's go. Let me see what else somebody say. Motor mouth. He helping most definitely. All right. So we on the same page. All right. Because that's how you put 2 and 2 together while going through paperwork and cases like this. That's how you put 2 and 2 together. Because then some nigga like, I need to see it in black and white. But goddamn, how you don't 1 + 1 = 2? 1 + 1 = 2. Let's go, fancy. 1 + 1 = 2. You don't have to see it in black and white per se. Hell, you just gotta follow what's going on. Follow the flow. All right. Follow the flow. He ain't on probation no more. Look it up. Okay, good information, pretty in pink. Good information. Let's go. Because I sure didn't know if he was still on probation or not. Let's go. So let's move on to the next slizzard. All right. The unexecuted subpoena could mean several things. What could these things mean? Number 1, they couldn't find or serve him. Basic possibility. A subpoena is only powerful once served. Number 2, they issued it early to preserve the option. The state may have subpoenaed him as a precaution, then later shifted strategy. All right. Number 3, they wanted him, but his testimony became legally complicated. Once he is being described as a co-conspirator, putting him on the stand becomes risky unless they know what he will say. Hold on. Put him on the stand. That's another thing. Go back to the question I just asked y'all. What would that tell y'all if because they listed him as a co-conspirator, right? And then his subpoena becomes executed, and he's set to testify on behalf of the state. We already said that's gonna let us know that he didn't got some type of immunity or some type of deal, right? Then secondly, it's gonna let us know that they must already know what this nigga gonna say. Because it said once he is being described as a co-conspirator, putting him on the stand becomes risky unless they know what he will say. Huh. Number 4, they may not need him live if they can use his posts, music, records, and other witnesses. The document that we went through, it showed the state is trying to admit Trapboy Freddy related evidence through exhibits and other testimony, not necessarily through Trap himself. That may be the safer route, right? And that also ties into the medical documents and all this stuff we went through and all this stuff too. So it does look like they're gearing up to use records, whether it's medical records, whatever, music, IG posts, all that type of stuff instead of using Trap on the stand. But we shall see how this helps the state. How does this help the state? It helps them build a stronger motive story. Instead of saying Yellow Beezy alone had a motive, the state can argue there was a group dynamic. Multiple people had been shot, threatened, mocked, and publicly involved in this feud. Uh-oh. Trapboy Freddy's role helps the state explain why the alleged retaliation was not random. It makes the murder for hire theory feel like part of a larger retaliatory chain. It also helps connect music and social media to real world violence. The state specifically points to Trapboy's shooting, his later post on the day of the murder, and his music / social media as pieces of the conspiracy narrative. I'm glad they finally didn't put a label on this book, because I'll show you always wonder, man, how is Trapboy Freddy all through this and y'all don't even say this nigga got anything to do with anything, but now they done dropped their nuts and finally said it. Okay, how the defense will attack this. How will the defense attack this? The defense strategy, the defense will likely say, you cannot call him a co-conspirator without charging him. They may argue the state is trying to have it both ways. Use Trapboy as a bad actor when it helps motive, avoid charging him when proof is weak, and use his post / music without giving the jury a full explanation. Hey, that's plausible. It's plausible. I ain't gonna hate. Defense may also argue this is unfairly prejudiced. I'm gonna slow down. Defense may also argue this unfairly prejudices Yellow Beezy because jurors may think, well, Trapboy looked guilty, so Yellow Beezy must be guilty too. That is exactly why Rule 403 and 404B fights matter. And again, this fight will be taking place at the pretrial. All right. So after the pretrial, we have a more better. Now we have an idea of what the state is trying to do. So after the pretrial, we'll have a full understanding on what the state will be able to do. All right. Bottom line, Trapboy Freddy becoming a co-conspirator is a big signal. It does not prove he is charged. It does not prove he would testify. And it does not prove a sealed indictment exists. But it does show the state now wants the judge to view him as part of the conspiracy framework, not just a witness, not just a rapper, and not just someone that got caught in the feud. The legal chess is this. The state may not need to indict Trapboy Freddy to use him as a central piece of the motive story. Let's go. So they may not need to indict him, y'all. They may not need to indict him. All right. So let me check on the chat real quick. Everybody good? Everybody good? Mike Dub, what's up with you, gang? Everybody good? My bad. Y'all know I'm reading. It's a one-man program. So while I'm reading, I'll be looking at my phone, going through the slides and stuff. I can't really highlight the chat. So if you sent anything, I see first it said 25, now I say 26. Let me check the love real quick. I don't want to. Okay, last thing I seen was AC Shakur. Okay, so we good. Okay, I see G Money came through. She said working, but listening. Tyson said, I hope you continue legal chess after the trial. Maybe, man, maybe. Okay, then Mama T came through with $4.99. Man, salute to y'all. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, I appreciate y'all. And if y'all sent any cheers over on Twitch, I appreciate y'all as well. You know what I'm saying? If you sent any gifts through, I most definitely appreciate y'all as well, man. Especially when you read slow. Vato, Get the fuck up out of here, man. Get the fuck up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go though. Let's move on, man. Let's move on so we can finish this out. So the next question, right? The next question that I had to ask was this. So what are the chances that the state would actually use Trapboy Freddy after labeling him a co-conspirator? And would they offer him immunity? That's the question I had to ask. So what's the chances that the state would actually use him after labeling him a co-conspirator? And would they offer him immunity? So let's deep dive into that. Hold on. Let me get back to my shit. Okay. This is one of the most interesting strategic questions in the case because the state has created both an opportunity and a challenge for itself. Based on what we know today, things are subject to change. I would separate the issues into two questions. Here we go to two questions. Number one, how likely is it that the state actually calls Trapboy Freddy? The second question, if they do, would they need to offer immunity or some other protection? So let's deep dive into those two questions. Man. Question number one. How likely is it that the state actually calls Trapboy Freddy to testify? My assessment based on the filing is moderately likely. They say 40 to 60%. More likely than not if they have secured his cooperation privately. Less likely if they have not. Why? Because this new filing dramatically increases his importance to the state's theory. Let's go further. Because the new filing dramatically increases his importance. Oh, that's the same slide. My bad. I put it in here twice. Hold on, did I? Okay, my bad, I'm tripping. Because this new filing dramatically increases the importance to the state's theory. Before this filing, Trapboy Freddy appeared to be someone connected to hospital records, Instagram posts, music, shootings, and the feud. Now the state repeatedly identifies him as co-conspirator more and relies on his conduct to explain motive, conspiracy, and state of mind. That means he has become a central character in the prosecution's narrative. But here's the problem. If prosecutors call him, defense attorneys immediately gain the right to cross-examine him. That opens the door to questions like, were you involved? Were you promised anything? Were you investigated? Why haven't you been charged? And did you receive favorable treatment? Those are powerful impeachment questions. So the state will only want to call him if they believe his testimony helps them more than those questions hurt him. And that's why I've been saying for the longest, man, leave Trapboy Freddy off the stand, please. And if you don't need rainwater, leave him off the stand too. Because the cross-examination, I want to see the cross-examination on both of them, but not if it means that the case gonna get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because I would love to see somebody on the defense side ask Rainwater certain questions, ask Trapboy certain questions, but not if it means that they gonna create reasonable doubt. So fuck that. Leave Trapboy Freddy and Rainwater alone as witnesses. All right. Now let's deep dive into question 2. Would he have Fifth Amendment issues? Potentially, yes. If a witness could reasonably believe truthful answers, let me start over. If a witness could reasonably believe truthful answers might expose them to criminal liability, they can invoke the Fifth Amendment. The filing itself does not establish that Trapboy Freddy has criminal exposure, but the state's own repeated description of him as a co-conspirator could make that issue more significant. Whether he could successfully invoke the privilege would depend on the specific questions asked and the circumstances. So let's play what if. So what if he invokes the Fifth? What if Trapboy Freddy takes the stand and he say, I plead the Fifth? The prosecution has several options. Let's go through these options. Option A, don't call him. This is the simplest solution. Instead, they rely on investigators, videos, social media, business records, hospital records, witnesses, and digital evidence. That avoids Fifth Amendment complications. But hold on, let me be fair real quick. Because again, the same way I asked y'all, what if Trapboy Freddy, they label him as a co-conspirator and then his subpoena get executed, woo, woo, woo. But if Trapboy Freddy's subpoena don't get executed, if Trap with that kind of imply that he didn't do no talking. If the opposite was to happen, right? With that kind of imply, because it's just my belief, y'all. And let me look at the chat while I say this. This is my belief, my theory. I could very well be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a defense attorney or a prosecutor. You know what I'm saying? Not a lawyer at all. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm just putting my thinking cap on. If I wanted to use, let's say, Helltown. What's up, Helltown? If I wanted to use Helltown as a state witness, and Helltown was as important as Trapboy Freddy, Helltown is important to my case, right? Would I label him a co-conspirator? Then try to use him as a clean witness? So the handling of Trapboy Freddy, the fact that his subpoena hasn't been executed yet, and he would be considered a hostile witness, which means that you would think that they will want to execute the subpoena a little early on to kind of lock in what he might say, might not say, whatever. That's what you do to hostile witnesses. You get them in there early. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that his subpoena hasn't been executed, and on top of that, they are now a month before trial labeling him as a co-conspirator. Just the handling of Trapboy Freddy makes me believe that they may not be using him. He may probably not be talking, y'all. He probably not be talking, man. Let's go, I Spy, man, for the love, man. I'm glad I was able to see it. Salute to I Spy for the love, man. That's 100, 200 of them things, man. Thank you. Aquarius gang in the building, man. I appreciate you. So yeah, man, just the handle of Trapboy Freddy makes me believe that he probably not cooperating the way that me and others probably thought that he was early on. But we don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens with this subpoena or not. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going on. So we talk about if he invokes the Fifth Amendment. All right. So we already went through option A. Let's move on to option B. And please do not forget to hit the like button for your boy. If you over there on Twitch, come on over here real quick and hit the like button. And you go back over there. You know what I'm saying? But don't forget to hit the like button for me, man. I appreciate it. Option B. What if he pleads the Fifth? Option B. Negotiate cooperation. This happens fairly often in conspiracy cases. The witness agrees to testify truthfully. In return, prosecutors may agree not to prosecute certain conduct or recommend favorable treatment, or they enter into another form of cooperation agreement. Whether any such agreement exists here is unknown. We don't know. All right? Option C. If he had Fifth Amendment issues, what could the state do? What could prosecutors do? Option C, seek immunity. This is the possibility everyone talks about. Could they? Yes. But would they? That's much harder to answer. So let's deep dive into that. Let's break this down. So, would prosecutors actually offer immunity? Absolutely possible. But immunity is generally offered because prosecutors believe what this witness can tell us is more valuable than prosecuting that witness. It is not automatic. It is usually reserved for testimony considered especially important. Now, if he do testify, would be important. So let's get into what would make immunity attractive for the state. If Trapboy Freddy were the only person who could establish something like conversations, meetings, plannings, relationships, intent, his testimony could become extremely valuable. Now, that's another thing. If from the looks of it, they got Jerry Johnson. He done flipped. If you was to ask me, the nigga still ain't been to Dallas County yet. They got Jerry Johnson. All right. So from my point of view, they wouldn't even need Trap. Because they have someone to establish conversations, meetings, planning, relationships, and intent. They don't need Trapboy Freddy. Praise God, they don't need Trapboy Freddy. But they said his testimony, if he was the only person that could give the state those things, then his testimony could become extremely valuable. But like I just told y'all, they got Jose Bodega, Jared Johnson, and who knows what else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they really need Trapboy Freddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they really need it. So what would make immunity less attractive for the state? If prosecutors already have, hold on, make sure, okay. If prosecutors already have phone records, which they do, witnesses, which they do, surveillance, which they do, social media, which they do, financial evidence, which they do, and cooperating witnesses, which they do, they may conclude we don't actually need Trapboy on the stand. They will reduce the incentive to grant, that would induce the incentive to grant immunity. Because why grant a nigga immunity? We don't even need you like that, cuz. We don't even need you. Nah, We call you a co-conspirator, and you might see why a little later, but we're going to get to that too. Hold on. So let's move on. But here's what caught my attention. Notice how much of this filing, the paperwork that we went through, is written so prosecutors don't actually need him. They rely heavily on his Instagram posts, his music, his shootings, his movements, and his relationship with Yellow Beezy, rather than saying Trapboy Freddy would testify. That could be, let me try and slide. That could be strategic. It allows them to build their theory even if he never takes the stand. Even if he never takes the stand. So another possibility people often overlook. Suppose prosecutors already interviewed him years ago. Suppose they already obtained statements, recordings, digital evidence, and authenticated posts. They may not need him today. Instead, they could use other witnesses to authenticate many of those exhibits, subject to the rules of evidence and any objections from the defense. Make you think about what Rainwater said. When Rainwater was on Real Life Street Stars, and he said, I know what I told them people, but to the rapper, what did you tell them people? I don't know if Trapboy Freddy said anything. I ain't heard nobody keep one white. I ain't heard nobody say Trapboy Freddy is in their paperwork and he made a statement. I ain't heard none of that. You know what I'm saying? But if he did make a statement years ago, they may not need him today because they just have another witness to verify and authenticate all the shit that he said. So the legal chess. What is the legal chess? The legal chess. Here's the scenario I find most interesting. Imagine prosecutors know Trapboy Freddy is unlikely to testify. Instead of depending on him, they build a case around everyone except him. They tell the jury. Detectives explain the investigation. Then they tell the jury. Detectives explain the investigation. Experts authenticate the evidence. Other witnesses explain events. Social media is introduced through custodians or investigators where permitted. And music videos come in through authenticated exhibits if the judge allows them. Notice, none of them they need Trapboy Freddy need Trapboy Freddy for. That avoids making Trapboy Freddy the centerpiece while still using his alleged role in the broader narrative. So it looks like as if they didn't switch from saying Trapboy Freddy is by subpoenaing him, right? It looked as if Trapboy Freddy, from the outside looking in, that the state was saying at one point Trapboy Freddy is an important enough piece to telling us the context and the background information around the feud. Now it's like they saying, nah, fuck that. We don't need you to tell us nothing. Matter of fact, you are a part of the feud. You are a part of the feud. And now we don't even need you no more. You know what I'm saying? We got cooperating witnesses. We got experts. We got custodians. We got detectives. Nigga, we don't need you no more. Now we're going to label you as a co-conspirator. You see how I ain't going to lie. Just for MO3. But that's a cold game, dog. That's a cold game. But my question is, because I don't believe the state playing games, but damn. My question is, though, family, because they could have labeled Trapboy Freddy a co-conspirator months ago, right? They could have did this months ago. So why now? Is it possible? Oh my God. I didn't even think about this. I would have had a breakdown on this. I would have asked the legal chess machine to break this down. But damn, Is it possible that Jerry Johnson then gave some information on Trap? No, Bodega, because Bodega did say something. According to Keywan White, Poe Baby, according to Keywan White, when now we believe it, I don't know, we believe it or not, but whatever. When Jose Bodega testified before the grand jury, Keywan White said that he most definitely implemented Trap. But that was before Jerry and Yellow Beezy was indicted. That was before 2025. So again, if they was going off what Jose Bodega said, then they would have been calling him a co-conspirator. The new thing that happened is Jerry Johnson played out. What was that? April, a couple months ago. So is it possible, y'all? Is it possible that Jerry Johnson gave them more evidence? Jerry Johnson gave them more evidence on Trap, and now they feel comfortable labeling him as a co-conspirator. They don't mean that he's going to be indicted with Yellow Beezy. Matter of fact, let's just move, because we're going to get into all this. Jerry still hasn't been booked in Dallas County. I'm telling man, look, man. I may have been wrong, but I ain't never lied to y'all, man. You hear me? I may have been wrong with Sotar. I may have been wrong. Brown Sugar, what's up with your love? But I ain't never lied to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? So, did I get done reading all this? Let a voice make a Trapboy Freddy. Okay, yeah. So let's move on to the overall assessment. Hold on. Okay. So if I were taking, I gotta take this down. I forgot to put this in there. But if I were ranking the possibilities based only on the public record that we reviewed, then here are the likely possibilities right here. Hold on, my bad, y'all. I fucked up, but I'm good. So if we were ranking the possibilities based only on the record that we reviewed, most likely about 45%. The state does not call Trapboy Freddy. Instead, they use his social media, music, movements, hospital records, and other witnesses to establish the conspiracy narrative. So they said 45, you know what I'm saying? They was to just assume, or just to throw a little guess out there, about 45%, the state don't even use them. That's most likely. Let's move on to the next most likely, about 35%, right? Which is not too far off from 45, but the next most likely, 35%. The state calls him because they have already secured his cooperation through some form of agreement, or they are confident he would testify without incriminating himself. We have no public evidence that such an agreement exists. All right? So they say about 35% the state would call him. But like we already broke down, if they do call him, they're going to let us know everything we need to know right there. Less likely, about 20%. The state grants formal immunity specifically to obtain his testimony. Immunity is a powerful prosecutorial tool, but it's typically used when the testimony is considered indispensable and cannot be obtained another way. Based on the breadth, I ain't never seen that word before. Breadth is like a King James word. What's BREADTH? Breadth. Based on the breadth of the evidence outlined in this filing, it is not yet clear that prosecutors are in that position to even offer him immunity. You know what I'm saying? So, one final point that I think is worth watching: the timing. Remember that word again, y'all. Remember, I always told y'all, timing. The timing. The filing was made on July 8th, 2026, just weeks before the scheduled August trial, and it substantially elevates Trapboy Freddy's role in the state's theory. If prosecutors ultimately intended to call him, I would expect future developments, such as an executed subpoena, a court hearing, addressing witness issues, or other filings to provide additional clues before opening statements. All right, so let's get into the final segment of today's show. All right, let's get into the final segment of today's show, y'all. Excuse me. Let me take a swig of water real quick so we can run through this checkerboard flag. All right. Salute to everybody in the building. Okay, so now the last question that I had to ask, right? I said, since the state is calling Trapboy Freddy a co-conspirator, could that mean that an indictment could be coming either before or after the trial? And how does Trapboy Freddy being labeled a co-conspirator affect Yellow Beezy's ability to create reasonable doubt via an alternate suspect theory involving Trapboy Freddy? Now let's break that down real quick. Let me just break it down, the question I asked. So I asked them, I said that since the state is calling Trapboy Freddy a co-conspirator, could that mean that an indictment is on the way either before or after the trial? That was the first question. Then the second question I asked was, how does Trapboy Freddy being labeled a co-conspirator affect Yellow Beezy's ability to create reasonable doubt via an alternate suspect theory involving Trapboy Freddy? Because that was one of my biggest fears, especially if Trapboy Freddy take the stand. Like, damn. Because before they labeled him a co-conspirator, right, which was a very, very smart move for the state. Big salute to Tommy Adams, man. That was a very smart move. Because as long as Trapboy Freddy dangled as just an individual who knew some things, right? Yellow Beezy was always going to be able, let me look at the chat while I say this. Yellow Beezy will always be able to use Trapboy Freddy. Because picture this, right? Scenario. Trapboy Freddy, they never labeled him a co-conspirator. What's up, Jackie? Trapboy Freddy, they never labeled him a co-conspirator. Never said he had anything to do with MO3 being unalive, right? The state never said that, right? Yellow Beezy at trial. And they point out, well, y'all are saying that my client, Yellow Beezy, did this, but if you look at September the 7th, 2020, Trapboy Freddy was shot. Earlier in 2020, Trapboy Freddy's friend, I forgot which one it was, I think it was Robert G, whatever, his friend was shot. So it would have been easy it would have been very, very easy to say, well, shit, y'all saying Yellow Beezy did it, but how you know Trapboy Freddy didn't do it? But guess what? Now that they label him a co-conspirator, now that they have labeled Trapboy Freddy a co-conspirator, they can't do that. You can't say, well, you saying I did it. How you know? You saying Yellow Beezy did it, but shit, there's evidence that could lead you to Trapboy Freddy. But now they can't do that because they say, well, shit, he's a co-conspirator. He's a co-conspirator, which means both of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? Both of you niggas had something to do with it. But let's deep dive onto that though. Let's get into that. Let's get into that. What's up, Miss America? Let's get into that. Where we at? Right here. So, okay. Here we go. Good move by the state, man. I told y'all, man. Man, salute to Tommy Adams. Salute to the state prosecutors. Man, they are doing a thug thizzle, man. They have gave me no type of feeling that they not going about this case the right way. Politics involved. Nah, man. Look like they trying to drop the hammer on these boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I thought that Trapboy Freddy was just a little piece that he was a chess piece that they was using, what we call distraction. You know what I'm saying? I thought Trapboy Freddy was the one piece that could fuck the whole case up. But now that I see that they dropping their nuts on him, it kind of sealed everything if you really know what's going on. But let's get into those two questions I asked. All right? This is one of the biggest strategic implications of this filing. It raises two separate but related questions. Number one, could Trapboy Freddy eventually be indicted? And number two, how does calling him a co-conspirator affect the defense's ability to argue that Trapboy Freddy, rather than Yellow Beezy, was responsible? Because that's Yellow Beezy's only way out, y'all. That is Yellow Beezy's only way out. This me assuming that the state does have concrete, airtight proof of the money. His only way out is the alternate suspect theory. MO3 is a lot of people wanting MO3 unalive. You know what I'm saying? That was his only way out. And they didn't shut the door on that. So let's separate what we know from what remains speculative. Let's go. Part one. Part one. Could an indictment be coming? The short answer is yes. It's legally possible, but the filing alone, the paperwork we read, does not mean an indictment is imminent. Understand it. Just because he's listed as a co-conspirator in an evidentiary document, does not mean that indictment is coming. Calling someone a co-conspirator in a filing is not the same thing as obtaining a grand jury indictment. Let's move on. To indict someone, prosecutors still need to present evidence to a grand jury and persuaded that probable cause exists for a specific criminal offense. The filing shows only that the state is arguing Trapboy Freddy's alleged actions are relevant to explaining the conspiracy and motive in the pending case. So hold on, I gotta switch string y'all real quick. Let me do this real quick, y'all. It's gonna take a blink of an eye. I just gotta scroll up because there's a lot of slides for this one. I just gotta scroll up. All right, boom. Y'all might see a little glitch or whatever, so we good. All right, we good. All right, so let's go. Oh, here we go. So, could they indict him before trial? Right, a month out, right? Could they indict him before trial? Yes. Prosecutors can seek a new indictment whenever they believe they have sufficient evidence and are within the applicable statute of limitations or no limitations period, depending on the offense. With murder, there is no statute of limitations. However, there are strategic considerations. Let's go through these considerations. Why they may wait. If they indict him before trial, these are the hold on, my bad, y'all. Okay, if they indict him before trial, the defense immediately learns much more about the state's theory. It may create additional discovery obligations. It could complicate scheduling, and it might generate requests for continuances. Sometimes prosecutors prefer not to introduce those complications shortly before a major trial. So, could they indict him after trial? Could they indict Trapboy Freddy after trial? Absolutely. In fact, this sometimes happens in conspiracy investigations. Prosecutors may choose to try the principal defendants first, obtain testimony under oath, preserve evidence, see what is admitted at trial, and then decide whether additional charges are warranted. That does not mean they plan to do so. It is simply one possible sequencing strategy. So they don't have to indict Trapboy Freddy before the trial, even lump him into Yellow Beezy's case. They can wait till after. Then not only wait till after, use everything they got from the Yellow Beezy trial. You know what I'm saying? And use all of that to indict Trapboy Freddy on his own charges. Trapboy Freddy don't have to be, you know what I'm saying, indicted with Yellow Beezy. He could be, but they could very well just wait till after the trial, and then it'd be a motherfucking Trapboy Freddy trial just like Yellow Beezy. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be, man, they ain't gonna let us off the internet, man. I'm trying to retire, man. I'm trying to get up off here. I'm trying to, man, look, just for Mo3 got justice, I'm out. That's what I'm trying to do. Man, we fuck around and have a whole Trapboy Freddy trial, man, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Now, I hope for the sake of just for Mo3, I hope we do. You know what I'm saying? But god damn, imagine that, man. Imagine that. God damn. All right, let's go. We still on could they indict him after trial. So, does calling him a co-conspirator signal that they think he committed a crime? It signals that the state believes his alleged conduct is part of the conspiracy narrative. It does not, by itself, answer what crime they believe he committed, whether they believe they can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, or whether they intend to prosecute him. Those are separate decisions. But I can tell you one thing. They don't call a nigga a co-conspirator for no goddamn reason. Part 2. How does this affect an alternate suspect defense or reasonable doubt using another person? This is where the filing becomes especially interesting. Before this filing, one possible defense theme might have been the state is focusing on Yellow Beezy, but maybe Trapboy Freddy was the real driving force. We all felt like that. Now the state has changed the landscape. Instead of distancing Trapboy Freddy, the prosecution has effectively said, we agree, Trapboy Freddy is important, but he was acting as part of the same alleged conspiracy. If the judge allows that theory to go before the jury, it becomes harder for the defense to argue it was Trapboy Freddy instead of Yellow Beezy. The state's response will likely be, our theory isn't either or. It's that multiple people play different alleged roles. Man, shout out to the state. You hear me? Shout out to the state, man, for shutting the door on that likelihood of an alternate suspect theory. So why does this weakens a simple alternate suspect theory? An alternate suspect defense works best when it suggests someone else committed the crime and my client wasn't involved. If the prosecution theory is Yellow Beezy allegedly financed the murder, Keywan White allegedly carried it out, Trapboy Freddy allegedly participated in aspects of the broader conspiracy, then evidence supporting hold on, let me slow down. Then evidence pointing toward Trapboy Freddy does not necessarily exclude Yellow Beezy under the state's theory. So you can bring Trapboy Freddy name up all you want to. It don't exclude Yellow Beezy because guess what we're saying? We're saying y'all are co-conspirators. Yeah, you did what we said you did, but we also believe that Trapboy Freddy, in conjunction with you, did some shit too. So even if you say, man, look, it could have been Trapboy Freddy. Yeah, it could have been both of y'all ass. You know what I'm saying? So, man, shout out to the state once again, man, because that was one of my biggest worries, y'all, low key, was Yellow Beezy being able to use all the evidence that they have on Trapboy Freddy against the state. Because you ain't finna sit here and document that Trapboy Freddy was shot. Trapboy Freddy homeboys was shot. Trapboy Freddy was on the highway 1111. Trapboy Freddy made diss songs. This, then the third. Did not expect me to turn around and be like, hold up. Y'all documenting all this. How y'all know this nigga didn't do it? So now again, the state is finally saying, because of all this, we calling him a co-conspirator. Let's go, man. Major move. Major move. That in their Roy Lee situation might have just saved the MO3 trial. Honestly, we still got to be litigated on, but I'm strongly confident that the judge is going to allow this to be pushed through and admissible in trial. So the reframing of the Roy Lee argument and them now labeling Trapboy Freddy as a co-conspirator might just single-handedly save the MO3 trial. I'm telling y'all that. I know some of y'all might not see it the way I see it, but it might just single-handedly save some shit. All right? But the defense still has opportunities. That does not mean the alternate suspect argument disappears. The defense can still argue. The state have shown Trapboy Freddy had motive independent of Yellow Beezy, which is true. The state has not produced sufficient evidence connecting Yellow Beezy to any alleged agreement. If Trapboy Freddy acted, he may have acted on his own or with others without Yellow Beezy's involvement. In other words, the defense could try to separate the alleged actors, even if the prosecution seeks to link them together. That's interesting, though, but I don't know. It's a little weaker than what I thought it was at first. You know what I'm saying? A cross-examination issue. If Trapboy Freddy testifies, defense counsel could ask questions aimed at showing he had his own reasons for hostility, he had his own relationships, he made his own decisions, and he is minimizing his own role. If he does not testify, the defense may instead challenge the reliability of the state's evidence connecting him to any conspiracy. The cross-examination of motherfucker. So, the legal chess. The final legal chess. This filing may also serve another strategic purpose. Imagine the defense plan to argue. Investigators ignored Trapboy Freddy. The state can now respond. We didn't ignore him. We investigated him. We included him in our theory, and we are presenting evidence about his role. That makes it more difficult to argue that that law enforcement simply overlooked him. So, my overall assessment from a strategic standpoint, I think this filing narrows, but does not eliminate the usefulness of an alternate suspect defense centered solely on Trapboy Freddy. If the judges permit the state to present him as an alleged co-conspirator, then evidence suggesting Trapboy Freddy was deeply involved may actually reinforce the prosecution's broader conspiracy theory, unless the defense can also show that his involvement makes Yellow Beezy alleged involvement less likely. So unless they can say, well, because Trapboy Freddy did this, it's less likely that Yellow Beezy did that. And if unless they can say that, then it really is no point to it. It really is no point to even bringing him up. So as for a future indictment, I think it's important to be cautious. The filing certainly makes Trapboy Freddy more legally significant than he appeared in either public filings, but being labeled a co-conspirator is not by itself evidence that a prosecutor have decided to indict him. That decision depends on the evidence they believe they can present to a grand jury and ultimately prove in court. And there go y'all legal chess. And that is y'all legal motherfucking chess. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I left some meat on the bone. I left some meat on the bone because now I'm interested in like now, if I was really making this show in real time, my next question would have been, before calling Trapboy Freddy a co-conspirator, wouldn't the state need some evidence? Man, fuck it. Hold on. Let's do this in real time. I got a couple more minutes. Hold on. I got a couple more minutes because my battery low. But we finna do this in real time. I can't take it. Hold on. Video file. Let's share screen. Let's do entire screen. Boom. Yeah, we gotta do this in real time, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. Appreciate you, Fly Rebel. Big Sis 4L. You know I love you, girl. Appreciate you. Hold on, we got one more thing to do, and I'm gonna make sure I post that paperwork too. I'm gonna post that paperwork too, y'all. Let me get over here to chat GPT. Dogs done got up. You know what I'm saying? So y'all hearing the barking. Y'all already know. Hold on, let me share this screen real quick. I don't know, my computer running so slow. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to erase some videos. I don't know what I got saved in this bitch. I'm gonna have to delete some shit. Hold on, y'all. I'm finna ask this question. I don't know why my computer going so slow, man. Okay, boom. Okay. So what I asked? Okay, so I have a question. Oh, let me share my screen. I'll let y'all in on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all in on a little bit. I'll be transparent with the content. Look like Trout Frame Yellow to me could be. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate you, Sheila. Hold on, let's do this one last thing, man. I promise, man, I'm getting up out of here. I like these early lives, though, man. Y'all like these early lives? Y'all let me know, man. Y'all want more of these early lives. So my question is this. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it over there? Let me get to my phone so I can see how I look over here. Okay, they said they could see it. Okay. So my question is this. Move it out the way. Okay. Damn. Come on, man. So my question is this. Wouldn't the state need or already have evidence? Y'all finna hear some barking. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Mic check, mic check, mic check. All right, hold on. So let me go back over here. Y'all give it. She said, "Let me get your ChatGPT subscription." Hold on, man. I hate that this shit moving so slow, man. I hate this shit moving so slow. Cause this the question on my brain before I get up out of here. Now it's saying exit page. Man, look, you know what? Don't even worry about it, y'all. Don't even worry about it. Cause now it's tripping. I ain't got time. Probably got to update or something. Yeah, man, I ain't finna play with this shit. I gotta clean my computer, man. I gotta delete some shit and all of that, man. I'm sitting about watching away. I'll just let y'all know what I come up with. I'll let y'all know what I come up with, man. But look, that's the episode, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that fire. Appreciate that fire. You know what I'm saying? That's the episode. I'll let y'all know with all that sick. I am gonna research that for sure. And I'll let y'all know what it is and what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you, and I'm also gonna post the paperwork on my community wall so y'all can have the paperwork y'all selves if you don't know how to find it. You know what I'm saying? But it was a dope show, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Everybody that came through, since a donation, since a support. Everybody hit the like button, share the live, turn the Twitch up. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Look, I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all, but I want the subscription after. I love y'all, man. We gonna be back early next week. Early next week, man. I'm trying to get back to my 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So we most definitely gonna be back early next week because there's more stuff in this paperwork and more stuff that a nigga got to most definitely cover. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what you did the nigga say? Watch your corn, make sure. Man, I don't watch no goddamn porn on my laptop. Not my laptop. Did you cut? Now I ain't gonna be live tomorrow. I'm done for the weekend. I'll be back probably Tuesday or Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Cause there be a lot of reading, Sheila. I can't do all this reading every day. Hell no. Nah. Like I told you, I read a book. I read a book every time. You know what I'm saying? Nigga said watching corn. Nigga, I watch those goddamn not on my laptop. Now the other, not this place stop. not the laptop, but this other device. Hey man, I ain't got in-house coochie no more, man. I ain't got in-house coochie no more. I ain't got in-house coochie no more, man. So hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Josh, you missed my question. You're pretty articulate for a Memphis nigga. Where did you go to school? Bartlett? Man, hell no. I went to South Fairleigh. I went to Fairleigh High School, man. You know what I'm saying? I went to Fairleigh High School. I'm from the trenches. Nah, man, I just, I always been, even with my wretched days, even when I was a hoodlum, whatever, I always been intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I always strive to be intelligent. Rest in peace of my pops. He told me, man, intelligence is on call 24/7. He was always telling me that as a young nigga. You know what I'm saying? Not on the laptop, but the Android getting it in. Man, y'all is stupid, man. Y'all is stupid. The nigga said, not watching porn on the laptop, but the Android? Oh, yeah. That motherfucker there. Man, let me get up out of here, man. Let me go and say my outro. I love y'all, man, because these dogs ready to act up, act a fool. You know what I'm saying? Look, I love y'all, man. I'm glad to be able to share this space, this time with y'all. And y'all already know, man. Y'all already know, man, we gonna leave this bitch the same way we came in every single time, dog. Even in a room full of 100 haters, we ain't gonna change and we ain't gonna waver. We gonna always remain some real ones, man. I hope and pray that y'all do the same, man. Be real with yourself and be real with those that are real with you, man. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're going through in life, man, keep God first and everything at minimum. We'll be okay. Swear to God. You know what I'm saying? Stay prayed up. And when you saying them prayers, put a prayer in the sky for your boy, because I most definitely be needing them, dog. You hear me? Most definitely be needing them, man. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Enjoy y'all weekend, man. It's hot. It's hot out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay hydrated. Enjoy y'all weekend. Stay safe. Stay prayed up, man. Remain blessed and in proper position, man. You hear me? See y'all next week, man. Long live MO3. And we going to get out of here, man, with Co-Conspirator. Co Gotti new song, man. Hold on, where it go? Yeah, this is Co Gotti. new song, After the Funeral. You know what I'm saying? This is Co-Gotti's new song, his new single off his upcoming album, mixtape, whatever it is. This is called After the Funeral, man. Y'all let me know if y'all like it. You know what I'm saying? Go support Co-Gotti and long live MO3, man. Hit the like button on your way out if you didn't hit the like button. Love y'all, man. I'm going to see y'all around. Look, be watching out on the community wall for that paperwork, man. Salute.
I'm gonna take right.
They ain't cried the grave, they cried on the ground. That ain't love, that's a brain, that's a scam. Talking about they want you.
Feel like I'm in.
Let's go, DJ. Salute to my guy for that $20, man. Let's go. Appreciate you, bro.
Which way that it's gon' blow? Late night cooking noodles by the stove, no. Knew you was a star, now the whole world know. She got real life, slide, you slide. Hang out the window, X out the mission, do drive-by. You said they gon' have me harder when I ride. I laugh now, I'm looking at the sky like you ain't lying. Counting lights and headshots still inside me. Mama eyes never dry, she won't stop breathing. Middle finger to the ones that they don't like me. Lost my only brother, why do niggas think that I need fake love after the funeral? I watched my brother die, my partner saying this shit so fucked up on my cousin phone. They cry in the hospital. These things don't mean no weed, Lord forgive them, they don't know better. Free the wine, need my dogs on. Yeah, screaming long, little brother, live long. I got this shit on my back now and I'm gon' stand on. So drop the plane cause shit ain't go the way we playing. And they let me for dead, I took that to the heart. One deep ass swimming with sharks, I'm keeping my rod. We at war, so I'm watching for call. I mean, why they head on me hard? I'm the only one trying to make sure we out eat as a score. Yeah, I was with Quay, he the only day one I got left. Shot at 6, he was there when it's done. Know it's real when you carry the casket. I was just about to break, telling me to be strong. Stand up, you the man of the family. Hard to do when you feeling abandoned. Laid back, chillin', still paying attention. Life I'm living, God my witness. If I don't change, then I might slip. And if I slip, then they might give me love after the funeral. Seem like right after you die, niggas start switching sides and going against this shit. Couldn't cry in the hospital. I couldn't think, my mind went blank. I'm in shot trying to wait they black. Goddamn, we barely missed. Fake love after the funeral. I watched my brother die, my partner saying this shit so fucked up on my cousin phone. They cry in the hospital. These things don't mean no weed, Lord forgive them, they don't know better. Free the wine, need my dogs on. Yeah. Screaming long, little brother, live long. I got this shit on my back now and I'm gon' stand on. So drop the plane cause shit ain't go the way we playing. Yeah. Having real talks with myself, some shit you gotta change. Man in the mirror, quit bullshit, no you won't make it out. Forever learning from my lessons, product of that pain. Can't lie, wasn't ready back then, but bitch, I'm on that now. I love them to death, but they want me to drown. I be peeping the snake so I don't be around. I just pray you don't play cause I'm gunning them down. My mama might sing at their funeral, that's how close this shit is. Tryna be there for my kids. Waited till 3 died to go against this shit. Lord forgive me if I kill him. Fake love after the funeral. I watched my brother die, my partner saying this shit so fucked up what my cousin for. They cry in the hospital. These things don't mean no weed, Lord forgive them, they don't know better. Free the wine, need my dogs on. Yeah. Screaming long, little brother, live long. I got this shit on my back now and I'm gon' stand on. So drop the plane cause shit ain't go the way we playing. Yeah.